man. We're live.
And we're live. What up, world? I
What up,
appreciate you
world?
tuning in. So check it out. Today I got a very special guest with me. It's a guy I've known for 12 years, highly respected in my opinion. This is my man, Mr. Ray Blount. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Formerly known as DJ Reb.
Okay.
That man is dead since 2016, but all the catalog is up on Spotify.
Retired.
Yep.
Not dead. He's retired. He'll come
Right.
back.
Well, yeah.
He'll come back.
Nah, I don't know about a comeback.
You think about it? You gonna make a comeback, man?
I don't know. Man, it's a lot. It's a lot of shit on why I would just contemplate on coming back. It'll take a lot.
Okay.
I still do beats. I mean, it's the art that I love.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I
politics,
remember,
the politics behind it is
It's crazy.
drained.
You did one album. I'm talking years ago. This is years ago. So, but he did it. He did one album, and you were like, "Yeah, tell me what you think." And I was listening to it, and it was like how would I describe it? It was like a New York style kind of, but with like a Chicago twine to it. And I was really fucking with the beats, like hard. I'm sitting here like, yeah,
From the beginning?
I'm feeling it. Yeah, it was 12 tracks.
What type
I don't
of?
remember who it was. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't remember who it was, but I do remember.
Actually,
it was
no. I think From the beginning, only has 8. Originally 8. It has 7 up on.
No,
the
this
thing.
is something you did for somebody.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah, you did something for somebody, and I was like, yeah, I was fucking with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I knew why you wanted to be here. I know what it is. I'm not. Look.
Why?
I'm a guy.
I want to know.
that I'm a guy, that thinks of himself as an intelligence guy, even though I'm just an idea guy.
When it comes to music, or
I think when it comes to anything, I think I know a little something to get me through a conversation. Now, I may not know everything about it, but I know enough. But what I do know about Ray, what I will tell you about Ray is anytime you attack music he likes, which I did, he's coming for you. and that's why he's here now. I know what this is. It's because I said UK rap is trash, and he immediately was like, "Nope, not doing that. I'm coming. Book me a Saturday, bitch."
so I do have a few questions.
Hey, you running a podcast? I gotta be the fact checker.
I do have a few questions because I also I'll say dabble in producing and making beats. What DAW do you use?
FL Studio has been the longest I've used for like
Really?
20 years.
Okay, yeah, because I'm a Logic Pro guy myself. So, but I tried FL Studios, and it's just a lot. It's a lot to.
It's all in a matter on what you're comfortable with. There are some people that stuck with Logic Pro for a long period of time. There's people that used Reason for a long period of time.
Reason. I don't really like Reason.
Yeah, I tried experimenting with Reason. The only thing that I liked about Reason was when I first started playing with it, the drums, like the sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty rich. I ended up stealing some of them sounds and putting it on FL Studio.
Okay.
So I found it. I mean, they had a way of like copyrighting it to where you can't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you a techie like I am,
Yeah.
try to go around it.
Yeah, for sure. I was just curious about what DAW you use.
Yeah, I've been to a studio a couple times. He had a studio set up in his apartment many moons ago.
Man,
I
that was the
know,
last time we seen each other. It was like in 2015.
It's been a long time, man, and not on purpose. It's more on accident. It's just life getting in the way. You know what I mean?
Same here.
Yeah, shit getting crazy and not having enough time for anybody. Really.
COVID.
COVID played a lot
Yeah.
of factors on a lot.
Yeah. COVID was that was a big deal. Everybody felt like they were gonna die. Everybody locked themselves. Everybody locked themselves in their house, and it just wouldn't go anywhere. It was hoarding toilet paper.
No,
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
going to the grocery store, like in the neighborhood that I lived at the time, it was like rich people, and you going into Tom Thumb, and you seeing the high class people going in there, and then I'm like the only black, and then you walk right by somebody, and they're like, "Up, you supposed to be 6 feet." I was like,
Oh, you got that?
"Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
had
got
that."
that.
You went to the Walmart at Karen's.
Right.
Yeah.
The Karen Walmart. That's what
I'm over here like, "Are you serious right now? I'm just trying to get a can of beans and just go."
Right. I remember, like, we went to the Walmart right off of Forest because I was trying to get out of here. So I remember I was on my way home and I was like, you know what, let me stop real quick. And I went to the Walmart on Forest, and it was like a ghost town. which is weird because it's always popping over there. So I was like, damn, people are really terrified of this COVID shit. And I went there and then they were closing down. Walmarts were closing at like 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird, man. It was a weird time. I'm glad we're kind of getting out of it and getting back to normal a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Not we still
Not
gotta
extreme,
kinda,
but we're getting there.
we still got to kind of wear a mask every.
Not really.
once in a blue moon.
Some of them are like,
There's some places that are like, you have to have a mask on, even though it's not mandated in Texas. It's still it's their right. It's fine.
the last few months, I don't see people giving a shit about masks.
Nah.
Yeah, I still wear mine for the respect of other people.
Bro,
but
I finally caught COVID. Like, it took 4 variants for me to finally get it, and then when I got it, it was kind of just like a bad flu.
You know what? I think one day we had it and we just didn't know it.
Yeah.
But we didn't lose like taste or nothing like that.
I didn't lose taste. The only thing that happened is I had a headache that wouldn't go away. I remember that. Like, no matter what you took, it wouldn't go away. And then I had the body chills for like the first day. And then after that, it just felt like shit. It felt like shit for about a week, and then it went away.
Man.
The headache was the worst. They call it the COVID headache.
Yeah. Breezy had graduated from hair school, from Aveda, and we had a party at our house right after, and a lot of people that came by, days later, they ended up catching COVID.
Ew.
So we were like, we didn't get anything, we didn't feel anything. But before that, she was slightly sick, but she didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
I was slightly sick. I actually accidentally coughed in her face in my soup. So
Damn.
I think that's how she got it. And I coughed or sneezed or something. And then I was like getting over it, but it was like a couple of days that I was, just had like a slight cough or nothing, something like that. I didn't really think much of it. But then when people came by and had her little get together, then like days later they caught COVID, and she was like, "Baby, you think we had COVID?" I'm like, "I don't know. Everybody that was over at our house are now sick."
Yeah.
You
done infected the entire place.
Right.
Is it an apartment or house or?
Townhouse.
Yeah. You infected the block. The whole block's infected.
Something.
Fucking around with your album release party.
Right.
Whatever the hell it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, man, there's so much shit going on in this world. It's hard to keep up. You have the Ukraine and Russian war shit. But what blows my mind is the amount of people that are blaming Ukraine for this shit.
What do you mean?
I didn't hear.
No, none of y'all. Oh,
Not on that part, no.
Bro, it's amazing. So I go through and I internet search a lot of shit. And I was running across threads where they were talking about how Ukraine actually provoked this war. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, but how?
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
Yeah,
How?
I'm saying how.
How, bro? I was like, okay, Ukraine's done some shitty shit back in the day. Like, don't get me wrong.
Because Ukraine and Russia, they've been going at it for a while. It's been a long time.
They used to have they
since
had
early
a war
2000s.
Yeah,
Right.
they had a war going on. Then they had like this peace treaty
Type
that
thing,
lasted like a day. They both broke the treaty. It wasn't like it was just one or the other. Yeah, it's been some fuck shit, but no, I think what it is, I really think Putin's losing his fucking mind. And it's terrifying because, I live in the United States, which is, the best place on earth to live in my opinion. But that
It's a
doesn't
love-hate
mean that,
relationship with.
Yeah, same here.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's at least you're not living in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
True.
You didn't,
True.
True.
you weren't born in
You know that-
China.
The Taliban is back in effect over there.
Right. Yeah. Hardcore. But it's just, I don't know, bro. To me, I don't know, man. There's so much going on that it's really hard to know exactly what is what because you have so much propaganda in this country that you don't even know, you don't really know what's going on.
Right.
At the end of the day, like, we're informed, but we don't know.
And then you got the conspiracy theorists don't help much either.
No.
Spreading
Yeah.
stuff and it's like misinformation out there. You got to really deep dive in what's true and what's not.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what is true. A lot of the videos that you see popping up on Facebook of like Ukrainians that are like towing tanks and they're
I've seen
jumping
that.
and shit and they're just riding around their city with it. Their city's on fire and they're just like, yeah, check out what I got. Bro, Ukrainians are the biggest trolls I've ever seen. I've never seen
Yeah.
a whole country just troll the shit out of Russia like that.
For a minute, you didn't even know who was Ukraine or who was Russia with the
Yeah.
tanks. They
Yeah.
had to. They had
Yeah.
to find some distinguishment, like with
Yeah.
what was theirs.
Russia's
and what was not.
just over there fucking up everything, and Ukrainians just. To me, it's weird. If they find it hilarious, in a really sad, twisted way, they're sitting there having fun with this.
I mean, you gotta find some type of enjoyment out of it. If you,
I
you
guess
most likely
if you're
not
a
gonna live
glass
through
half
it.
full kind of
He's
country.
just showing off the mad Russian syndrome. That's all it is, right
Yeah.
now.
Like, I know today I saw a report that popped up and said that over 600 Russians have been captured, but over like 1,300 Ukrainians have been killed.
Damn.
That was just in the last 24, 48 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. They're going at it.
Yeah.
Shit is weird. But see, so Nicole ran across this thing where I couldn't find it, but I'm going to have her find a video so I can post it up because I want everybody to see it. A lot of the not the Ukrainians, a lot of the Russian soldiers actually thought Ukraine was under attack by their own president. That's what Vladimir Putin was telling them. And so he was sending troops over there to free them, to help them. So when they're going over there bombing shit, they're thinking they're doing a good job. They're trying to figure out why Ukraine is not happy they're there, and why they're firebombing them and shit. Yeah.
Damn, I
I'll
didn't know
find
that.
So-
it. Promise you on my word. I
So
will
like,
find
oh,
it.
we coming to rescue you, psych.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
even that. It was like, we're here to rescue you. You know, somebody needed some liberating. And
Liberate.
then, you know what I mean? And then, like, next thing you know, like, they're sitting there firebombing them and shooting bullets at them. And you know, and Russians are like, I don't understand. What's going on? What? I thought we were here to help you. Yeah, they said that Zelensky went crazy. It was like a whole 30-minute interview talking to Russians.
Yeah, I
Damn.
gotta see that.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm going to post it. I will
Okay,
find it.
okay.
I promise you I will find it. Because I wanted to see it, but, you know, this is hearsay. Of course not.
Right.
This is the thing about this country is it's built on hearsay. We don't fucking know shit.
Right.
Just like with the whole gas thing, it's like, oh, I've seen. I don't know if you ever been on. Have you been on Reddit?
Yes.
Oh, I love
Okay.
Reddit. I stay on
Yeah,
Reddit.
it's
Okay.
a cesspool of misinformation.
Oh my God!
I love
I've
it.
seen something on Reddit with the gas prices that's going up right now.
Mm.
It was a guy in Norway talking about Biden is to blame for all of this, and I live in Norway. And I'm over like, when did you get involved in world economics? You over
Right.
in Norway.
Right.
How
First
do
of
we,
all-
how do we affect you?
First of
Right.
all, we don't even know where the fuck Norway is. So I don't know who the hell you think you are, sir. She need to go sit your ass down somewhere. Nobody gives a
Right.
shit what you think.
And I can. Well, I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. Like, what people don't understand is the president doesn't control oil prices.
Right.
And
That's
oil
something.
prices are based on a lot of different things,
And
but
you get-
most of it, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but
Yeah.
what people don't really realize is most of it is supply and demand. It has nothing to do with the taxation. It has nothing to do with, you know, anything like that.
Right.
The reason oil was cheaper or is usually cheaper under Republicans is because Republicans will drill here. They don't rely on foreign oil. But when Democrats get in office, then all of a sudden we stop drilling here and we start going to foreign oil. Well, when this Ukraine thing broke out, they just use that as propaganda. It's an easy way to say, oh, well, this is why. Bro, we have so much oil and fucking reserves here in the United States. There's nothing we can't run. We can run this country for fucking years.
We're one of the
on
most.
nothing.
We're one of the most oil production companies out here.
Yeah.
We're the U.S., Mexico, what was it, Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia?
there was a YouTuber that did a video
Yeah.
of it, and he was basically saying, like, who stockpiles the most oil? And we're number one.
Yeah.
We're number one for a reason, bitch. But the thing is what people don't seem to understand is that oil and gas used to be regulated.
Yep.
It was regulated under Reagan. And Reagan deregulated it when he was trying to push Reaganomics, which was this wonderful idea that if you give rich people everything, they'll eventually give you something. And yeah, that didn't work. It ain't working.
Look at the
The
crackhead.
Republicans stand on this shit like this is their fucking bread and butter when it comes to campaigning. It's like, we got to give the rich everything.
Look at the crackhead.
Give them everything. American guns. And then it's just like, they're just like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then Democrats are like, well, if you give the poor people stuff, then maybe, you know, we can rebuild our country and become socialist. And here I am like, God, you people fucking retarded. Like every goddamn one of you. What is wrong with you
Man.
people?
It's,
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
it's an extreme lack of knowledge on both
Oh,
sides.
hell yeah.
Yep. And
Oh, hell yeah.
and I've
Well, I
said-
got Republican friends right now. They're going to watch this and be like, that's not true. Trump would have never had let this happen.
I know a few.
It was Obama's fault.
Yeah, still blaming Obama. It's been like fucking 14
Right.
years. This dude's still getting blamed for shit. See, the thing is I think the problem. The main problem is education, for one. Two, it's social media, because social media has gone out of control with misinformation, and no one is calling anybody out on any of this shit.
I mean, I'll say there's. I'm not gonna say nobody, but I feel like there's people calling people out that are just not big enough, have a big enough influence to reach a lot of people where they're like, oh, maybe that person's right.
Are you the comment section guy?
No.
I'm just saying, like, do you do that? I do that. Like, when I read something, I'm like, that's not true, comment section.
I
don't.
I stopped feeding into reading the comments.
Yeah.
My girl gets mad at me when I'm reading the comments.
I'm the
She's
same
like,
way.
you're feeding into that dumb shit. Just stop looking at the comments.
There's so much
Stop
good information
chiming in on it.
comment sections. That's where all the smart people are.
What I do, I read about.
You learn a lot in a comment section.
Yeah, true.
You learn a lot about people.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. People in general, you learn a lot about them just reading comments, and you just be like, "Ooh, I would hate to see you in the street."
Right.
I would love to see you in the street. Call you out on
No, I was just saying,
thing-
I would hate to see him just to be a victim.
No, it's the thing about comments and social media. There's a safe. There's a like feeling of peace because they know whatever they say, nobody's on their head about it in person. Yeah, you might cuss them out online or your mom's or talk shit to her, but
no, that fuels the fire.
Yeah, like
the more you go after somebody in a comment section, doesn't matter what it is. Whether it be YouTube or it's gonna be, you know,
it will start a whole nother chain.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just gonna fuel the fire, and then you're gonna have people jumping on. See, this is the problem. The country is so divided on sides. If we take the sides away, like Thomas Jefferson wanted to do in the first place, he didn't want sides. This is why. Right. Because now you have a misinformed left and a misinformed right and a really confused middle.
Yep.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm in that.
You have a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and now you have social media, and they go out there and they're like, go talk about it, and no one's calling them out on their bullshit.
You know that meme with Kermit the Frog sipping the tea?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
With people.
It's like me with my liquor. What do you think of this Grand Marlowe, bro?
Man. You see, I've been guzzling the fuck out of this.
Knock stuff
and
out.
I'm trying to. No, I gotta drive.
Yeah, he gotta drive back. Yeah.
I live in far North Dallas.
Oh, okay.
You'll be all right. Shit. I abdicate.
I fucked up by not taking a tollway here.
Yeah.
Tolls are expensive now.
Yeah, I'd rather take.
True.
I'd rather add.
It takes me $30 just to get to work on just tolls.
Yep.
About $40 every 2 weeks.
Shit,
So
I'd
just
do that
to and
all
from
day
work.
long if I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I work in McKinney. And
Oh
I
shit, you
live
going
here.
past my house?
Yeah, so I go way past your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to. Yeah,
I'm
what I usually do is I take the tolls home and I'll just deal with it going to work because I don't care if I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
But I care if I'm late coming home because I like home better than work.
100%.
That's really what it is. It has nothing to do with anything. I don't give a fuck if I'll turn up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't give a shit. I'm here. You know what I mean? Fuck it, whatever. But it's going home is when I'm like, nah, I want to get home like now.
Yeah.
I hate people and I don't want to be here. And I hate traffic.
Yeah. I work close by DFW Airport, so that traffic I really don't
Good
really
Lord.
see.
God, that's the worst. The airport traffic's the worst.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with that. Once I get over there and exit Royal, I'm good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live over there. I used to go to DeGoyer.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the elementary school I went to. It's the Goyer
okay.
Elementary. Yeah.
We're talking about moving over back in that area, like in Irving, in that area. So
We're talking about moving out, like to the middle of nowhere.
You know that's where a lot of houses cheap are building up over there, like in the
like you can get
nowhere.
If you could find you some good land, and like build you a home out there, you can do it, within a decent budget. But I'm not doing anything until the housing market drops.
Yeah.
I'm not buying.
I don't think it is.
Well, it's gonna eventually have to. It's that, like, here's two things that are going to have to happen with this whole inflation thing that's going on. Either one, you're going to have to get people up to a point where they're making the money that they can support the inflation, or two, the prices are going to have to drop to be able to sustain what we're getting paid. Because even as a truck driver, you know, and we're not getting paid near enough. We're struggling.
Hell no.
When we struggle, the country struggles. Because if I can't make it to work, your products don't get delivered, and guess what? Everything falls apart.
Yep.
You know.
Hell yeah.
So here's the deal. So there's gonna have to be some give and take here. If you want to raise everything, and it's not just gas prices, that's been on the rise forever. No, the thing is, it's everything.
Yep.
Food, toiletries, name it, daycare, fucking housing market. Everything is going up, but pay is staying consistent. It's like, we're not gonna give you that raise you want. All right, that's cool. I'll go find somewhere else to work.
I still don't know why we have like different states can raise the
States' rights.
Yeah, but still, like that should be
The same
For
way that
everybody.
California can
It should
charge
be
you
mandated.
state tax.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But Texas don't.
yeah,
Just
true.
Every state's different.
Yeah.
It's the United States under the Constitution, but I mean, every state is different. States have, like
Yeah,
weird
true.
laws, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Like,
Texas is definitely one of them.
I found out not too long ago because I had my brother was on here, and he was telling me that it's illegal in New Jersey to pump your own gas.
Yep.
Blew my
Yeah, I
fucking
heard something like
mind.
that,
I was
too.
like, what?
I looked it up and it's legit.
I just didn't know what state it was. I didn't know it was New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's illegal.
Yeah, he looked it up.
Yep.
That was wild. Blew my damn mind.
Damn, they all need to go to jail because I think I've seen people pump their own gas out there in New Jersey.
I'm pretty sure they might not be strict of like pushing that law, but when I looked it up, it is illegal because it's
Yeah, the
technically-
house pipe, the house in Trenton, they need to they need to look into that bill and getting that shit out of there because everybody pump their own gas these days.
Right.
Do you like Biden as president?
No, I'm gonna have to say no.
That's crazy. Because, well, here's the thing. I talked to a lot of Democrats, talked to a lot of Republicans, and me being an independent, I kind of try to stay in the middle. Because I'm still the guy that says I don't think Trump is as bad as everybody thinks he is. I think that Trump was just a guy that didn't know how to shut the fuck up.
I wasn't for Trump.
However,
and, yeah,
when I look at Biden, I'm like, here's a guy that is literally on the brink of death on some reason president. And it's like, I know it's not him. This dude couldn't make a decision. Look at this fucking guy. You think that guy's making the decisions? No, it's the people behind him.
yeah, it's
not
their
him,
house.
It's the people behind him. Yeah.
It's the house.
Or who would you rather have?
Trump.
No. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Let me give you some selections. I give you two selections. You get Biden or Bush.
Bush.
Give me Bush.
What?
Bush all day. Yeah.
Give me Bush.
Give me Bush.
Bush fucked a lot of shit up, man.
Yeah, but
while
he
was
fixed
in-
a lot of shit too.
He did,
did.
but he.
And
he
I tell you
fucked
right
a
now
lot
that
of
this
shit up.
Ukraine-Russia thing would not be going on if Republicans
True.
were in office. I 100% stand behind that. I know, Democrats, I'm sorry. I know. Stop before you comment and listen to me, okay? Just hear me out, right? It's true, and you know it. It's true. Bro, Democrats are pussies. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if y'all were so fucking smart, you'd be winning more shit.
Hold on, rewind back to 2016. You were the person that was for Bernie.
Yes, 100%.
I love Bernie. Hell
love
yeah.
Bernie.
Okay,
Here's the
I
thing.
had
Here's
to
the
put
thing.
that out there 'cause I was for
You're
him,
right.
too.
I'm for an independent Jew. Fucking sue me.
No, I was with you.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
with you
I
on it.
agreed with a lot of what Bernie said. However,
yeah.
I agree. I did not agree with what a lot of Bernie said.
Yeah, true. Me.
I agree. Okay, here, if you want to know my stance on a couple of things that Bernie was talking about, for one, I do not agree that gun manufacturers should be sued because they make guns in the United States.
Oh
No,
no,
I
yeah, good
didn't-
luck.
Oh,
on
but
that.
don't worry because Democrats love that shit. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Another thing is I do agree that as taxpayers, we should not be paying so much for health care.
Yep.
The reason I was so for the independent taxpayer healthcare system that he was talking about, which they were claiming was free, but it's not free, it's taxpayer.
Right.
The reason I wanted the government to get involved is because if you look at the biggest lobbyists in the world, healthcare is number one.
Hell yeah.
And the thing
For sure.
is, beyond surpasses oil, surpasses fucking food.
Yeah.
The food industry. Healthcare is the number one, right? They are pushing all this shit because they make money off of it.
Right.
Everything that's wrong with you. You go in with a cough, $200. You know what I mean? It used to be way back in the day, it used to be where if you went in and you paid for out of pocket, it would be cheaper. And they'll just hit the insurance whenever they want to. Now they're hitting everybody's pockets because they could charge whatever they want. I said, here's the plan. If you get the people involved with taxpayer money, now they're not fucking over insurance companies. They're fucking over the people, which means the government can come in and now regulate this, and that drops the price of what we call the rising cost of healthcare.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all money. Follow the money, and you follow the problem. But the thing is everybody jumped my ass. They're like, it's not free. It's Obama's fault.
Nah, okay. I could say Obama's fault with this one, with when he did the Affordable Care Act.
That was a piece of shit
Man.
legislation that should have never made it to office.
To mandate people to have insurance.
Yeah, and
If you
then vilify and charge them when they don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when you do get insurance, and you do get the insurance through like that's government mandated,
Yeah.
then you will get taxed for it
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, it's called a win-win. It was a great giant hand job to the insurance companies.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all it was. It wasn't
And
even
that
a hand job.
2000
That's better than a hand job.
I still have that 2,000-page bill somewhere on my hard drive when I looked that shit over before they passed it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I see where this is going, and I'm not for this. It got passed. I was like, fuck
Obamacare was the
this.
biggest joke the United States has ever pushed. You can't mandate people to have health insurance and then vilify them when they don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the opposite of freedom. That's called force.
Yeah.
You're forcing me to have health care. Bro, that's the dumbest shit ever. Do I want health care? Yes, but I want it to be affordable.
Right.
Right.
The Affordable Care Act was the most unaffordable thing in the fucking planet.
HMO plan for at that time was, this was like in 2013, almost $200 a month for HMO through the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, it's crazy because I've been an independent almost my whole life. Well, I live in Texas, but I kind of understand where a lot of Democrats come from when they talk about certain issues like social issues and stuff. Like, I get the point. You know what I mean? I agree. Look, I live in the United States, and I want everybody to be free. I want everybody to have an equal playing field.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But the thing is, bro, some of the shit that y'all come up with, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Right.
Look, Democrats lost me when they fucked Bernie Sanders. That was the
Yeah.
moment I knew. Yep, they're just as corrupt as
And you
everybody
got
else.
Hillary and Trump, and I was just
Hillary Clinton. Look, all right, let's talk about it.
That was a
So
joke.
you had Hillary Clinton. She's running against Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is not only inspiring independence, not only inspiring, people of every descent. There were Republicans that were like, actually, this guy makes a lot of sense. You know, when you can, not the right wing Trumpers, but not the trumpets, but the other ones.
I don't even want to include them in that.
Right.
The thing is, it was crazy because I was watching this and I'm like, oh, Bernie's got this by a landslide.
Hell yeah.
He had the people. I went to a Bernie rally, what was it?
I remember you going.
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook a long time ago,
Yeah.
and I was really, I got to see the guy in person. I didn't get to meet him, but I got to see it, and then, I was watching the crowd, and I'm like, the crowd is all young. These are young kids getting inspired, just turned 18, ready to start voting. He's getting America inspired, and they're like, yeah, but we like Hillary better,
Right.
so
I'm like, what the
we'll just
fuck?
take her.
Right.
Completely fucked him. Here's how I know you fucked him. This is how I know. This is how I know you fucked him. Because you had to go on CNN and be like, well, actually, she had the popular vote, so really, it wasn't really like we fucked him. It was just like we liked her better. I'm like, bitch.
You know what it is?
I knew.
When
I
you're-
was like, yeah, that's fucked.
When you're devoted to a party, you stick with that party,
Yep,
Right.
no matter what.
And I think that's what that
Party
is.
over country.
Y'all
That's
not,
the new
y'all not
United
even
States.
y'all not even listening to
Nope.
that person's policies and their stand, what they're about or anything, and they just like, oh, he's a Democrat, I'm just gonna go with that person.
Right. Right or wrong, he could have the most messed up policies, and they're just like, well, he's a Democrat, so I'm rocking with him.
Look at Clinton.
Yeah.
Look at Clinton with that whole 3 strikes you out thing that he did in '93.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
How many niggas was locked up? Excuse my language on that.
No,
but
you shit, we good.
What? Had black people rallying like, yeah,
Yeah.
Clinton. And he's over here just simultaneously
I'm
dick
like, dude,
fucking
your
him.
husband locked up a lot of black folks. Did we not forget about that?
Remember when Hillary Clinton was coming out saying that a marriage should be between a man and a woman and nothing else, and then recanted her statement? Will we forget that happened?
Yep.
Come on, they're politicians at the end of the day. They're professional liars. That's what a politician is. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They
It's the
lie
name
for
of
the
the
big
game.
companies.
It's the name of the game.
That's it.
It's the
Yeah.
name of the game.
It's the name of the game. But it blows my mind that people actually like fucking pick sides. I can't. That'd be a cold day in hell before I pick a side on Democrat or Republican.
You know what? The next election that's the next presidential election. Everybody need to be mentally evaluated. If they're over 60, they need to be mentally evaluated.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that because that would cancel a lot of motherfuckers out. A lot of motherfuckers be out of there.
I'm just waiting to see the first female president that has a twerk video.
That'll never happen.
Oh yeah, it will. It's coming.
No, because I think for
Think they're
them
gonna
to
do
elect
social
for them to elect a female president, you seen how they were coming at Trump, but everybody who was running, the slightest
Is it
thing
weird?
they was coming for. So like, if she had a twerk video out,
No, you know how they doing deep fake videos, right?
Yeah.
If they got a chick that's about as light as Kamala Harris and put Kamala Harris' face in it and start twerking.
It's weird. That here's the thing. Here's my thing. It's weird that we put like 5 to 6 people up there on a stage and just judge the shit out of them. Like we're so perfect.
This is. Can I say this and then we'll get back on the topic. This is my one thing I hate about campaigns. When you watch campaign commercials, it's always them talking shit about somebody else instead of like how I'm good for the job.
Yeah, it's like,
Hey, Fred.
I'm Ron Paul, and I'm here to tell you that Bush ain't shit.
I approve this message.
He kills babies.
Have you
They're
seen the
best,
Texas
bro. They're so good.
the Texas ad campaigns with some of the people that was running the Attorney General ad campaigns with Eva Guzman, who George P. Bush and Ken Paxton. All those ad campaign videos were messy as fuck.
Right. You're like, bro, you're supposed to be
That's
trying
the
to get the
best.
job, but you talking shit.
That's the best.
Oh,
I love it.
Oh.
I say we just get them in a ring,
They had-
fucking UFC style. We
They
do
had
some WWE Royal Rumble. Let's fucking make this shit happen.
They had a Tarrant County attorney or some lady, right? They put out an ad campaign against her, and they were like, "Oh, she's all for critical race theory. They're gonna implement an app to prove that your kid is a racist."
How do you create? An
I
app to
don't
prove a
know.
kid's
I will.
racist?
That shit was hilarious.
Like,
What
bro.
the fuck?
Oh no, it was Eva Guzman. My bad. It was a Kim Paxton ad that was against Eva Guzman. Look it up on YouTube.
You gotta find that. What? See if you can find it,
I could pull that up.
bro. That's hilarious. So they were saying
She was like Eva Guzman too woke for Texas. I was like, what?
I remember that slogan. Yeah, I remember the slogan. Too woke for Texas. That was great. I fucking love it. I like campaign ads. I think they're hilarious.
Oh,
They come on there and they're just like, you don't want someone touching your daughter
here
in
it
the middle
is.
of the night.
Here it is.
Vote for me. You have to put it in the mic. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you screen record it so I can throw it up on there?
Critical race theory summit that claimed our justice system is racially biased and called for mandatory CRT training for every police officer in the state. And to indoctrinate kids in school, Guzman wants to give Texas children an app that tells them about their racial
Holy shit! The app popped up on this little Asian kid. It's like, you were very racist. God.
Try watching that in the morning before work. You're like, man,
What
I'm
the?
killing brain cells
Bro.
trying to get on the road.
Oh my God. Bro, that was the funniest shit.
Yeah. I'm just like, why though?
This little kid sitting there and says, you are very racist. And she's like, no. Oh, that's so funny.
Why the Asian kid though?
That was so bad. That's so
why
fucked
though?
up.
It's like I get why do it. You're trying to downplay your opponent, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like if you're trying to be the president,
Trump was
or-
the best at it.
right? That's why he made it. That's
Trump
why he
was the
got
best
it,
at it.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
When
like,
Hillary, oh no, he shut Hillary down when Hillary was like talking about her emails or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah,
yeah.
she shut the fuck up quick as that.
Boy, she shut the fuck up. Looked up. Yeah, as soon as he said something, he said, yeah, because
Well, her only comeback was his tax records. That was
Right.
it.
Ooh.
Like
I
that's
don't
a
give
big
fuck
comeback.
How much money
Right.
we made?
I
We
think it
know
was the
rich-
fact that
bro,
he wasn't
it's
paying
not a
his
secret
taxes.
that rich people, like ultra rich people, don't pay taxes. That's not a secret. Is it a crime? It should be, but it's not. So as long as it's legal, stop crying about it.
Well, look at it this way. I think it was Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos made $11 billion. They didn't pay any taxes.
Nope. Don't need to. The way the tax
don't
laws
think
are
so?
set up, no, they don't need to. See, the thing is the way the tax laws are set up now, they weren't always this way, but they are now, is you just push everything through your, you push everything through your LLC or corp or C Corp or whatever, right? And then at the end of the year, just buy something expensive.
Yep.
And then you just file
Again,
all
I
your
think
taxes.
all of it is like a tax write-off. They know how to maneuver around
it's
it.
all rigged for them, man. It's not for us, it's for them.
Right.
Workers are the ones that get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why there's no really middle class.
There's an old saying that I remember. This guy used to do taxes on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he used to be like, "Oh, I made $5,000 back on my taxes," and the lady would turn around and be like, "Well, why'd you pay him in the first place?" Yeah, think about that. What the fuck you paying taxes for? For what?
But
And I started doing a little investigating and kind of looking up shit. And I was like, "Ow!" I was like, "I didn't know that."
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
rich people
let
don't
you
pay
hear this
taxes.
Dave East track that I heard today.
Getting
he
some
dropped
music?
he dropped a new mixtape.
Dave East?
yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
He got a song called After Taxes, and he was talking about that. It had a clip of little Boosie Badass on there talking about it
Yeah.
when he was talking about the 300,000 paying it.
Yeah,
he
when
had a
you
clip
start
of that.
getting into the so when you start getting into the 100,000s or even like the 80 to 90,000 range, and you have an LLC, dude, you're not gonna pay taxes.
yeah, I see.
You'll be able to write off enough shit that they'll owe you money. This country
Yeah.
will literally pay you to be rich.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see it all the time. I'm just like, hey, you know what? That's part of the game. And until they change it, shit, ride the wave, bro.
Right.
It's all a matter on how you dot your I's, cross your T's at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And you can see because I watch this YouTuber named DDG. He's a streamer or vlogger, and every year it's like the same time he'll buy something big for no reason. So now he's a single guy. He bought a mansion, no reason, renovated a whole mansion. He lives in a whole mansion by himself. It's like 16 rooms.
Yeah, but he
Damn.
doesn't own it. His LLC does.
Right, and then a year later, bought a Maybach. No reason. He's got G-Wagon, Lambo, I8.
You kn-
bought a car for no reason.
Wow.
And I'm just like, every year around the same time, he'll make a video. Oh, look what I just bought. And I start peeping it. And it's always around tax time.
You know
He
what's
writing
crazy?
that shit off. He writing that shit. And he had a rap song about it, like, you know what I'm saying? He said something slick in his rap, the song he made. And he was basically like, yeah, I'll do this shit for taxes.
Yeah.
I don't need this shit. He don't even drive his Maybach.
You know what people gonna say that's probably hating on him? Oh, he did an illegal PPP loan. I bet you.
No.
You know how a lot
Broke
of people were doing
took
that.
PPP
Yeah.
loans.
Yeah,
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of people
saying.
getting fucked.
Yeah.
That's
That's why
what I'm
y'all are in
saying.
jail right now.
And
Shout out to all the people locked down for PPP loans.
there was a TikTok
Man.
that got taken down. This chick, she was the government sent her a letter saying you have to pay back this much, or like basically we coming to get her. And she
Oh
started.
yeah, people were getting served with all those
yeah.
letters.
And she
that
she,
took PPP loans.
she started a GoFundMe to pay it back, and people were donating.
Y'all
Yeah,
stupid.
I was like,
I
why?
seen that shit.
Why?
stupid as
What
hell.
are
I
y'all
seen that shit.
doing? People was like sending $5. These are for your jail shoes. She not
You
gonna
look
use it for her jail shoes. She
Bruh,
gonna use
she
it to
gonna
pay
pay.
it
Yeah,
back.
she gonna pay that loan back.
Look at her profile picture. Look at her profile page. Turning up in the clubs every
Right,
fucking weekend
right. What the fuck?
with that money.
What y'all doing? Why y'all doing?
Feds watching.
Right.
No, I mean, you know.
She owed them like
I would-
50
but, like, 'cause
grand, bro.
I own a business, and I was helping create a business at the time when we really could have used the PPE loan, like for real, for real.
I don't know why
Yeah.
we didn't.
But because there's stipulations,
Oh, yeah,
then the
yeah, yeah.
requirements we
Yeah.
didn't meet,
Mhm.
so we
Yeah.
never took it.
Yeah, true.
But
true.
people that don't even have an LLC were just like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that 10 bands.
Shit, I know
however much
somebody
it was.
right now got 50 off of it.
That's
And
what I'm
not.
saying.
I'm not sure if he even. Oh well, actually he did have an LLC. I'm not sure if he had a legit
But
business.
still, though, like, come on, bruh. That was a bad move. Y'all should have never did that. There was giant corporations taking that too.
But it was so easy to get forgiven. They were forgiven if you showed the receipts of like, hey, This went to here. This went to here. They would have like, cool.
Yeah, because all you really had to do if you had the LLC and you met the requirements is you literally had to buy a bunch of shit and show receipts. That was it.
That was it.
That's all
That
you
was
had to
fucking
do.
it.
So you could have literally went out and bought a $65,000 car and showed a receipt for it, and you were forgiven.
Yep.
It was
Hey,
the
this
dumbest
car-
thing in the
this
world.
car-
If I
for
would
my
have knew about
business.
this in 2013, I would have took a
LLC.
PPP. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have made an
Alone.
LLC and
I
started.
don't
For
want it.
8505
I don't know.
Studios.
I'm too prideful, man, because I own my LLC and like I work my ass off. You
So-
know what I mean?
so-
Me and Fred are nonstop
True.
with this.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
let's just say next year, let's just say they do another PPP.
I'm
loan.
taking it.
And that's all I'm saying. And let's
I'm
just say, let's
taking
just
it.
say if we meet all the requirements.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Hell yeah.
Bro, fuck you. I'm taking that shit because everybody else got away with that shit. But I think round 2 will probably be a little different. Round
What?
2, they're going to have some stipulations.
Some crazy stipulation. You gotta
Yeah.
have 35 employees. You got shit, we
Right.
gotta
Yeah,
hire a lot of
it's
motherfuckers.
There's a lot of stipulations behind that.
Yep. But they didn't at the time.
Yeah, and they
Yeah, that was
just
a bad move.
I
in my
wonder
opinion.
with like truckers that have their own business, do they need to have that many employees? I
no,
don't,
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
so.
different
No,
if
no,
it's
no. So truckers that, because that's what I was working on, was a trucking company at the time. Like I think you had to have like 3. I think the max was 3 employees. It wasn't a lot, but it was the amount of time that you had to have your LLC open.
yeah, yeah,
That was the thing that we couldn't do. We were like, yeah, we haven't been around for 3 years.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're just getting it started.
yeah.
So,
So
I know
give it
the
about
trucking industry right now is hurting with these gas prices. Though.
man.
It cost $1,000 to fill up one of our trucks.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I know diesels is like like $5.50.
Yeah, I was looking at the receipt with my boss, and I was like, "Damn, son, sucks to be y'all."
No, yeah, because you ain't gotta pay
Dude,
out of pocket
I
for
gotta
nothing.
pay shit. Yeah.
Company?
I told them. Well, I went to my company with ultimatum too, because I told them, I said, "Hey, look, I'm driving an hour to work every day. Gas prices are going through the roof. Everything's going up. So you have 3 options. 1, you're gonna have to start paying for my gas to go to work. 2, you're gonna have to give me a hell of a raise to keep up with the inflation. Or 3, you're gonna have to find a new driver."
Yeah, because you live way out here.
What they-
and then
what
going
they
to
choose?
McKinney.
Well, we're in the middle of talks right now. Because the thing is with the driver shortage right now, it's hard to get people to do and specialize in what I specialize in.
True.
So with that said, and you know the amount of people that aren't working right now, I don't see why they wouldn't come out of pocket.
You got a lot of endorsements?
No, I don't need them.
Oh.
I didn't need endorsements. I have a tankers endorsement. Like I had, I never did hazmat. I never did doubles, triples. I never did any of the fuck shit.
I didn't want.
I literally went and got my CDL and was like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go make some money.
Right. You have your CDLs.
They pushed us through. Bro, I mean, this is a long time ago. I've
No,
had
I'm
my
saying
CDL for
him.
like 6 years
No, I'm
now.
saying.
Oh, non-CDO.
No, he's a non-CDL.
Oh, okay.
But no, like I think when I went for my CDL training, we talked about this on another podcast a long time ago. We basically just got pushed through training. They
Yep.
were like, "This is how you back. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. Go."
Yeah.
I
so
learned.
those type of people are out there driving 80,000-pound machines. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's terrifying. I see a lot of truckers that do some really crazy shit,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, man, where's the police?
I seen the most funniest thing I seen was when it snowed really bad in Texas,
Mhm.
and I seen this 18-wheeler trying to take an overpass, and I was like, you idiot! And then like soon as he went up to, he turned like all the way sideways, and I was like, that's what you get. It's an overpass. What are you doing?
Right off of
Wow.
161 just the other day.
Why?
I think it was it Thursday or Wednesday? It was Wednesday or Thursday. I was on my way home, and a truck tried to make a hard left turn to try to do the U-turn thing over the bridge over off 161, and he didn't make it. And the trailer actually like jumped the curb and jumped over and was hanging off the bridge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If
He was
I'm-
hanging off the bridge in such a way that it wasn't gonna, unless the bridge collapsed, he was good. But like the fact that you don't know how to make wide turns
and for me,
in a big truck.
Yeah.
for me, I know it's not the drivers. I know it's those companies. Hey, you got to get this here. You got to get this here. Because I know nobody trying to put their life at risk.
Company drivers, they pushed them real hard. with
Me,
it.
if that was me, I would have been like, I'm shut down. The snow. It could have been a centimeter of ice.
Let me tell you.
I'm good.
Remember in 2021, that whole thing that happened
Oh,
on
yeah.
35W?
Yeah, that was nasty.
I was out there that day. I wasn't on that road, but I was out driving when that happened. And after that, I was like, no, I'm not doing this.
I was in CDL class when it happened.
You're talking about what happened on 35?
Yeah.
When that.
So here's the thing: what they didn't know is that the patches of ice, it was all black ice on there. You couldn't see it.
Still though.
Because I know because I was there. So fuck what you're talking about. I was there. I remember.
Yeah.
And you could not see the black ice. And by the time you see that, there's a slowdown and you start to hit your brakes, it's too late.
Right.
That whole like half-mile stretch from when you saw the FedEx truck slamming into the car and like the other trucks slamming into shit.
Yeah.
That whole half mile was nothing but
With
ice.
black ice.
But the thing is no one went out there to salt them. No one did anything. I was
Texas-
stuck on 20 for a week.
Texas is fucking. It's
No,
Texas.
Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee are all unprepared. It's
Yeah.
not just
They're
that.
not used to.
We're just not used to.
They're
snow.
not used to something like
Well,
this.
get used to it because, climate change.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something because things have gotten, a little bit weird. So you either need to learn how to salt roads or you need to learn how to shut shit down.
They don't. They don't. They.
I know what
We
those
could
guys were doing. They
obviously
were trying
shut
to get
this
home.
shit down, but
They were
Just
trying to
in a
get
nutshell.
home before that shit hit. That's what it was. And
I would have shut it down. I would have.
Well, the
me
thing is
personally, I would have been like,
there
I'm
were-
good.
So here's how. Okay, I've been over the road, so I know.
I'm with you. I've been over there with you.
But
yeah.
I've been over the road with a big company.
Yeah, true.
And the thing is what I do know is like when you tell them that you want to shut down, and you could go on YouTube and just look up videos of this, and there's thousands. The dispatcher argues you, and then HR is going to argue you, and then you're going to sit here for an hour and a half driving, arguing people. And the thing is it's very unsafe, and it's not the way that we should be running this shit.
When I worked at Forward Air,
But at the same time, you have to understand that America's about making money. It's not about safety. They preach safety, but at the end of the day, it's just about making money. And the trucking industry is no different.
when I worked at Forward Air, and I had a route going out to Abilene and San Angelo,
Yeah.
and it was a time when Abilene was completely iced over. I was not going to risk my life, and I argued with the manager.
Yeah.
I argued with the dispatch. I'm like, dude, I'm not coming in.
Yeah,
if that's
see,
my
the
if that's
thing,
my route,
though,
I'm not coming in.
They get these new guys, like old guys, they'll argue till morning, until their 10-hour reset's over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these new guys, they're so petrified of this idea that like they're with this company, they don't want to fuck up. You know what I mean? That they'll literally go put their lives on the line.
Oh, I was there for 2 years.
But the thing is like when I was
At
new, I
2
was the
years
same
in.
way. So when I happened to have a really good over-the-road instructor who was like, this is how it's going to be. XYZ. You know what I mean? Like, we are not moving. So I got lucky that I had a guy like that. If I had one of these new dudes teaching me, who knows what kind of shit I'd have been in.
Man, you would have been out dead somewhere on that ice somewhere.
Probably. Yeah, but I mean, we ran across, I've been all over the United States through hell and back in snow and ice, up past the garage door. You know what I mean? Like, it's been, I've seen a lot of shit. But the thing is, that's part of the life. You don't like it, don't drive.
Yeah.
True.
And that's why I'm looking at getting out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
I just started. I'm ready to get out.
On my way out the door.
Shit.
Well, the thing is because if the inflation keeps going and the prices keep dropping, or the prices keep rising but our pay stays the same, I'm probably just going to go get a job, staying, working at home. There's no incentive for me to do this anymore.
Yep.
See, when I got into trucking, they were preaching this. You can make $100,000 a year. You
Hell
can
yeah.
make $85,000
Yep.
a year. We got $5,000 sign-on bonuses. And what do they do when you get in the door? They fuck you.
No,
That's
no.
what they do. They don't do anything.
You
They
can
do
make
none of that shit.
You can make that 100,000
Yeah,
a
if
year,
you
but you're gonna be a
non-stop.
slave.
Yeah,
You're gonna
if
be a
you
slave.
Stop.
You're gonna
run,
eat.
Never come home.
You're gonna eat,
Never
sleep.
stop for a shower.
You're gonna eat, sleep, think,
I ain't about
truck.
I'm not trying to
24/7.
put this one trucking company out on blast, but
Put them on blast. fuck it.
Stevens Transport, a lot of there were people that drove for them and went through that truck school with them.
Yeah.
They nicknamed him Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Cause you're gonna wonder when you're gonna come home.
Yeah.
You can make that $100,000, but
Oh,
oh yeah, it's gonna cost you a lot of shit.
Yep, that's the thing about making you. Yeah, you can make that money, but you are never gonna see your kids and wife again. That's what I tell people, bro. I get people all the time that are like just working this 9 to 5, and they're trying to find something different. And they ask me about trucking, and I tell them, don't do it.
Unless you like just out of high school and
Look,
single.
I asked 3 questions. Do you have a wife and kids? No. Okay. Do you like money? Yes. Then don't go to trucking because you won't make none. What you're going to make is enough to survive. You have to understand, inflation doesn't just, stop at home. It's on the road. It's every time you stop and get something to eat, every shower you take, every time you take a break, you are losing money. When them wheels ain't moving, you are losing money. You're not gaining it.
Yep.
Because you sitting at the truck stop spending money.
Yep.
Because you got to survive. These companies don't feed you.
Yeah.
These companies don't send you extra money just because they like you. You don't even get a high five when you come back and park the truck, bro. They don't care about you.
No.
And until you get to the point where these big companies are starting to take this shit a little bit serious, you're not going to, you're going to continue to see a decline in truck drivers. You're going to see a decline in people working these factories. You're going to see a decline in workers. We don't like to be treated like slaves.
And there's a talk about unions. Need to be a lot more
that's
unions.
The big no amongst Republicans. You can't talk about unions on here. I got Republicans that watch.
Well,
we can't say the U word.
well, that's been
Get him out of here, Fred. Get him out of here, Fred. Better get him. We can't say the U word. We can't unite as workers. How dare you, sir?
There's been with not just with truck drivers, but like with warehouse people too. Because Amazon has been under fire with how they treat.
Hell yeah.
How they treat their workers.
Treat people like shit, and then when everybody rebels against them, everybody's like, well, what's wrong? You have a job.
Name one big company that hasn't been under fire for some type of, what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't.
Yeah. Hey, point me.
It's
if
too
you
many.
find one, point me to there, because I like to work there, goddamn it, because my job is
Probably a hole in the wall company that's family owned and maybe.
I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm a pro and I'm an anti-union guy at the same time. I'm pro-union because I believe that workers have rights and that we should unite against the fuckery that we deal with every day, especially here working in the United States.
Yep.
I'm all for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that there should be foremen there that are like, hey, it's this way or we rebel. I love that shit. I live for that.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, unions hurt companies more than they help companies.
I was getting ready to say that.
Because not only do you get the foremans that are spoiled and just want to work like 4 hours a day and go home, and it's like there's no production. It's then that company starts losing money.
Mm-hmm.
Now not only that, but then you have fuckery amongst the union where everybody's fucking each other over trying to get to the top.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of what's the best word? Bullshit that goes with it.
It's a catch-22, and
It
it's
is
all
very
smoke.
much a catch-22.
It's all smoke and mirrors too.
Yeah, I've worked for a union, so I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fired by a union. How the fuck you get fired from a union job?
Was it UPS?
No. I don't want to say.
With that team?
I don't want to say because there's a lot going on with that. But the thing is, it's like, how do you get fired from a union job? I thought you were supposed to be on my side, and it was the union that fired me. It wasn't the company. The company had zero say. The company was like, hey, y'all wanted a union, and I was like, fair enough.
Was your contributions lower than some?
No. Fred knows me. Anyone who knows me, you know me.
Yeah.
When I work, I do 110%.
Oh yeah.
I never go half.
Right.
I never go 50%. If I'm at work, I'm at work. If I'm podcasting, I'm podcasting. If I'm a dad, I'm a dad. I'm 110% into whatever I do at all times. This is when I wake up or before I go to sleep. It doesn't matter. I am all in, balls deep in this shit. So there's not been a job that has ever fired me for production. What they fire me for is speaking my mind.
Yeah.
They don't like that shit.
Like my wife, y'all both have no filter, and I know you for a decade.
Yeah.
You had no filter.
No,
but
I will tell you what the fuck is going on, bro. If I feel like this is me at a job, I feel like if you're my supervisor, you should be able to outwork me. If you can't do it, I have no respect for you.
Right. Yep.
And I have not met a supervisor yet that can outwork me. Not one. Not fucking one. Because as soon as they get that chair, they get lazy.
Yep.
I've dealt with it at every job I go to.
Any supervisor that gets in that role, in a role where they feel superior, they tend to slack off. They don't want to lead by example.
Right.
And I've been an operations supervisor before, and that's my biggest thing is lead by example. I'm out there with the workers.
Yeah.
Right.
And the manager, I had a manager that didn't even like that. I was like, "What do you expect? How you expect them to succeed?" I'm not going to sit out there. No, motherfuckers that just sit behind the chair. And I just knocked over my damn thing. But people that sit behind the chair and they just will point their finger, and be like, "Go do this, go do that, go do that," and they just sit there.
Yeah.
Right.
fucking on the phone,
Yeah,
playing
as a
around on the
supervisor,
phone.
as a supervisor, you should be leading.
You be
us.
leading by
Right.
example.
You're
Not
supposed to
being
be out here
carried
with
by
me.
us.
You know, I'm doing. You know, I have a story
Yeah.
about why I hate the whole division of work. Because I'll give you a story. So I'm not gonna say the job, but let's just say I'm doing a task that they asked me to do, and I'm doing it well. I'm like, when they hey, they need this task done, I'm top 2 guys they call.
Yeah.
Right. I'm doing this task. Another task comes up while I'm doing this task, knocking it out. He's like, hey, Fred, I need you to come do this. And I'm like, what you doing?
Right.
I see what he's doing. He's standing there talking.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right. So while I take my break, I go to my supervisor so how it is, I'm basically the lowest, just a regular worker. You got the leads of each section of the warehouse, and then you got supervisor. I go to my supervisor. I'm like, hey, look, I was just busting my ass. He told me to come do this. I'm not about to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm busting my ass with this. I'm not about to bust my ass with this and then go bust my ass for this when, you know, y'all want me here or whatever, right? And I'm like, so he's just standing there. Why can't he do it? Well, he's your lead. You do what he tells you. I was like, all right, appreciate it. Walked out. All right. All right. So I start bullshit. And the second I start bullshitting, they're like, hey, you want a lead job? I was like, nope. No. Why?
The type of communication that he delivered too.
Well, that's one of those things that American workforce has been known for. Is as soon as you're really good at a job, they want you to do everybody else's job.
No.
Yeah.
I get that. But if
No, that's stupid.
No,
That's a horrible
I
ideology
get why
to
they
have.
do that because they want the best at that task. But my thing is, if I'm busting my ass,
Yeah.
I want you to be busting your ass too.
Exactly. I agree. with you.
If I gotta bust my ass and you get paid more than me, there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
And I looked at him like, what the fuck?
The day I walked out of I had a factory job a long time ago. I would do like order picking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we walked in and we all had our meeting, right? And it's early in the morning, so everybody's kind of still groggy and stuff. But I'm hyped up on Red Bulls. Shout out to Red Bull. You know me. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get this shit done because it's a really busy day. Now, mind you, this is during inventory. There's a lot going on. Like, you know, we got orders coming through the door. You know, I'm like 22, 23. I still had that good back. You know, when you stand up and don't crack and make noise.
Yeah.
I still had that back. So I'm like, I'm hyped up. I'm like, all right, I'm gung-ho. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. So we get in there. We all have our little meeting. And they get to the side, and I'm like, all right, everybody, let's go. I was always the guy, I'm always hyping everybody up. I'm like, come on, bro, we here. Let's just go get it done. Let's get it done and go home.
Yeah.
So as soon as I'm doing that, everybody's like, all right, let's go. Halfway through the day, I happen to pull up, and I'm going to get my second pick list, right? Because I've already knocked out 2. I'm going to get my third one. So this is my third pallet I'm building, right? I get up there, and all of the managers are standing around. They're all sitting down, and I haven't seen them do anything all day. So me, if you are a man, let me pause. If you are a manager and you have had to deal with me, you've been cussed out. I promise you. I've cussed out every fucking manager I have, and it's not going to stop.
My manager still have nightmares from you.
It's not going to stop. Bro, if you cannot keep up with me, you do not deserve to be in that chair. Get
Right.
your fat ass up, get your fucking ass out here, and let's get this shit done so we can all go home.
Right.
There's no reason we need to be working 9, 10, 11, 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, and
This
you
is
standing
bullshit.
there.
Just because you
Unless
wanna
you're
be
shorthanded,
lazy.
that's the only reason.
So anyway, I pull up, I walk up in there, and I say, hey, what everybody doing? I said, what we doing? What we got going on? You know what I
Right.
mean? Oh, we're just talking about some bullshit. I don't remember what it was. It's so irrelevant. And I was like, all right, so which one of y'all know how to drive a forklift? Which one of y'all know how to drive an OP? Like, we got shit to do. We got orders that need to be coming out. You need to be putting this shit on the dock. Let's go.
Right.
I'm telling my managers, my boss and my boss's boss this shit. I'm like, come on, we got shit to do. Let's go. Mind you, inventory, we're backed up. I mean, we got orders flying out the door, and we're short on workers because 2 people are out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all this stuff, and they're like, oh, well, go get them. I was like, what? I said, you know what? I just now realized I don't need this job, and I walked out on them. What you not finna do is have me doing all the work.
Right.
Have my guys, because I was like a lead at the time. So you're not gonna have all my guys busting their ass, working
Right.
12, 13-hour days so y'all can sit in an office and not do shit. And
Right.
that's the problem with the American workforce. You see so much of that it's become normal.
Yep.
That the manager doesn't jump on the shift whenever somebody's sick.
Yep.
Instead, they call somebody that's off.
Yep.
Right.
That
the
type
fuck?
of bullshit, that mentality is the reason nothing gets done right.
Yep.
And until we get to a point where that starts being, called out,
Which
We're
is
never
never
A lot of
nothing's ever
things
gonna
are
change.
going to shit.
A lot of things.
But
A
that's-
lot of
that's
places.
never
That's
gonna
why
happen.
people don't want to
Production.
work in the workforce no more.
Yeah.
Because the production levels are so high because everybody wants stuff. But then the actual camaraderie level or whatever you want to call it would be so low. Because supervisors are garbage. People don't quit good jobs; they quit bad supervisors, and that's something that companies need to start taking notice of. If I'm a company owner, which I am, but luckily it's just me and Fred. But if I had like a multi-million-dollar company and I start to notice, hey, there's a lot of people quitting in this certain area, because that's your fucking job is to know that shit. Let me go find out why.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody's seen it. You've seen it. I promise you. What does it look like when the big bosses show up?
Everybody on
Everybody's
their ass.
scrambling.
How much is your
Everybody
supervisor
fucking
doing when the
scrambling.
big boss show up?
Yo, supervisor, he right there with you. Hey, yeah, we got to get
Oh
this.
yeah, we got
Keep
this.
moving.
Oh, all of a sudden we cool now. All of a sudden we working together, right? All of a sudden this is a us thing
Yeah.
because the big boss done showed up.
Yeah.
But what it look like when the big boss leave?
Same
Back
bullshit.
to
He
relax.
go back
to
in his
same
office.
bullshit.
Back to
And
relaxation.
everybody that has been in the workforce understands that.
I'm the same nigga when the big boss come in. Same
I'm the
dude.
same guy.
Same
yeah.
motherfucker
I'm the
dude.
same guy.
I'm the
when he
same
shows
dude.
Moving the
up,
same-
same guy that leaves.
I'm moving the
because
same
if-
pace.
If the big boss shows up and I have to act like I'm working, I'm not a good worker.
You're not working. Well, then what the
I'm
fuck
not
are
a
you
good
doing?
worker. I'm not a good
Right.
anything.
Now let me speak on a supervisor's stance. A supervisor might have a dick of a boss above him, telling
Yep.
him like, "Oh, well, we need to get this done. You got to get this guy and this guy over here." And I'm like,
Yeah.
they don't. Sometimes it'll be more than what the boss is telling them
Yeah.
or what they can handle.
See, I've been in that position.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
I've been in a supervisor position to where I have somebody that's over me saying, "Hey, we need X, Y, Z done." I'm like, "Cool, I'm gonna get X, Y, Z done." But then don't forget about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'm like, "Oh no. We got 15 other people in this building. You better get somebody on it
Right.
because if I'm
Lack
gonna
of
take this on,
prioritization.
I'm fine. I can take this on. I can get this done within the day. We don't need to extend this out a week. We can get this done in a day.
Yeah, his
Let me
priority.
get my guys on it. I'm gonna jump on. We're gonna get this shit done.
The
But
boss-
yeah.
yeah.
But the big boss is like, oh well, since you're so good at this, then we're gonna get you to do everybody else's job.
Nope.
No, the hell I'm
Nope.
not. I'll
Yep.
walk away from this and go work McDonald's.
Right. Well, I don't know about McDonald's. But
15 an hour
Man, let me
right
tell you.
now.
Let
Look.
me tell you, I left my supervisor position and got back in a driving position because I didn't want to deal with that headache. And
Yeah.
I'm getting paid more than what I was.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. What a lot of people don't know is when you jump into a supervisor position, you actually take a pay cut.
Yeah, your salary.
Because your salary, because I'm salary now. But not only are you salary, but then you have to, you have to look at like you're not getting the hours that you used to. Actually, you're working more hours, making less money.
Right.
Because you don't get the overtime and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a whole, I don't know. The workforce in the United States is so fucked. When I look at workforces from overseas, because I'm a worker. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a hip hop artist. I'm not a fucking actor. I'm a worker and a funny guy. That's it. That's all I am, right? But then when I look at, what's going on over in England, what's going on in France, what's going on in Germany, what's their workforce like? And then you look at it, you're like, hold the fuck up.
Yeah, why
Why are they ahead of us?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? As far as productivity and, getting shit done.
Yep.
You don't see people like striking major corporations
Right.
over there. You say
Which is
here
the
are
most powerful country on the planet. That's what we're supposed to be, but our workforce is
Yeah,
garbage.
their
see
labor
people-
laws is a little different from us.
Yeah. Yep.
Now I get like China where like they could work you as a dog. I ain't trying. Hey, I want-
Japan's the same way.
same way. I don't want that. I don't want that. But
Yeah.
still, I want. You know what I'm saying?
We got people dying at work.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Then they just push you in the corner.
Yeah.
Have somebody feed. I
Like
don't,
how
I don't want
like okay, as a man, right? As a young, like if you're young and single, you should be at work.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing
Unless
nothing
you have
else.
some
need
type
to
of
work,
business.
come home, take
Well,
a
that's
shit,
part of
shower,
work.
and get your ass back to work. That's all you should be doing in your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Work. Build that, build it up. Learn some shit. Go out there and learn some stuff. Go do some shit. Make shit happen, right?
Right.
In your 30s is where you should be in that chair sitting down like, okay, because you get
I say late 30s because I know
Late
I
30s.
still know some
Bro,
like 34, 35
Yeah.
who gonna get out there.
I still get out there and
Shit.
get it to
Man,
this day.
I
But
know
I'm
a few,
saying, like,
and I'm
you-
just like, hell yeah.
but when you get into 40s and 50s,
Yeah, that's when like
that's when it's like, okay, I can understand you slowing down. But
Yeah.
if you're my age right now and you can't outwork me, we got a problem. Because at this point, it's not that you're lazy. It's that you're stupid lazy.
And I'm pushing 37, so it's like I still get out there.
Yeah, I'm pushing. I'm on the same boat as you. We're about the same age.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but I'm still out there getting. Still grinding, still doing my thing.
How I look at work is like I want to go home so bad. I just want to knock this shit out. Unless it's a day where like, okay, this is my break day. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna get this easy money. I might complain a little bit, but I'm gonna stretch this bitch. I'll get this easy money.
Right.
But them days where it's like I tell Chris, I'd rather work hard than get easy money. He'd be like, bro, it's an easy day. What you complaining about? I'd rather be out here sweating, busting my ass, because I know once I see that check at the end of the, you know what I'm saying, the end of the week, I'm like, hey,
You actually get to see what you.
Yeah,
what you
I earned
got.
that. Hell yeah. That easy money, it's all cool. I can do easy money, but I'd rather work for it.
Yeah.
I'd rather work for it.
Well, I used to be that way too. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, well, for no one else in the in the United States is really going to be a hard worker, why the hell am I working hard? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I look at a lot of construction. You know what kills me the most is like right here, especially like when you look off of 360, 121, and 20. You know, forget 35, but you look at the construction workers.
They don't be doing
I pass by them every day, every single day, and I'm thinking, wow, those guys are working hard. I know they're out there getting it, right?
Yeah.
I'll come back like the next day, and they're nowhere to be seen.
Nope.
So I'm like, damn, they must be on another job. Well, okay, I started noticing a trend. What they do is really, what they'll do is they'll come out here, they'll dig a hole and be noticed with their, the little fucking reflective
safety
jackets
vest.
on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll be noticed, and then you'll never see them. You won't see
Nope.
them for another 6 months.
Nope.
How
Yep.
many projects do y'all have going on?
Yeah,
It
and
can't
they-
be that many.
They start project after project. We're going to
Yep.
work on this highway, and we're going to get it done.
Yeah.
2 days into it, we're going to work on this, and we're going to get it done.
Probably not enough people.
Right?
I don't know if it's not enough people. That could play a factor, or
True.
if they have too much going on and
Right.
not enough bodies to cover it.
But
Or
why?
it
Okay,
just could be-
if you know
it'd
you
be a
don't have
million
enough
things.
people to take from, why take, or let's pause this and do this. Why not get this done
Right.
and then start
And
on the
then move
next
to
shit?
something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do it in Asia.
You
Like
fucking-
in the Asian, like China and then like Japan, or you look
Right.
at like the Middle East and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's how they do shit.
You fucking the
One thing at a
people,
time.
especially with like construction worker wise, you fucking the people who have to drive through that shit
Who was
every
that?
day.
Was that China or Japan? It was one of the two where like the highway collapsed. They had it built within a day.
No, it was like
It was in China.
Yeah,
It was in China,
somewhere,
right?
Yeah.
somewhere out there.
I was like, shout out to them, bro. They went
Where's
out there and
that
put
in
in
us?
some work.
Where's that? Where's
Well,
that
we
in
ain't got
us?
that.
We ain't got that drive.
We
ain't got
we
that.
got the same equipment, or we could get the same equipment they got. Why ain't we doing that?
We're the best country in the world. We'll get somebody else to do it. That's the mindset we have.
Yeah, basically.
That's
I've been,
why.
I hate, especially highways. When they redo highways, why is it all in like year increments? We started this in 2019. We'll be done in 2022.
Yep.
Huh?
They said that.
I gotta drive through this shit every
They
day,
said
bro.
like, what was it? It was 35 when it first started being, because that's been under construction as long as I've been alive.
635 has been in
635
construction
is the
ever
same way.
since
Yeah.
I've lived in Texas.
Yeah,
And I've been in Texas for 20 years.
35 and 635
Just-
has been under construction as long as I've been alive, and like they have yet to get it done. And I'm
Because
36,
they add
so
more
I'm
and
like-
more to it.
No,
That's
just
the thing,
just
though. Like you need to
fix
just focus
one
on,
thing,
yeah, you need to
and then
focus
go
on
to
one
the
thing
next.
at a time. We need to like I don't know if we need to get all of the construction
Companies together
and
and,
just
like,
be like, look,
let's
infrastructure's
regulate-
fucked right
Yeah.
now. Our roads are trash. You got accidents every single day because people are in Texas.
I mean, that's
drive.
everywhere. A lot of,
But
well,
you know what
true,
I mean?
true,
Like,
true.
but construction zones don't help. We're
Yeah.
slowing down a lot of stuff more
Yeah,
than we're moving
you
stuff along.
pushing everything to 1 lane or 2
Right.
lanes when it's supposed to be a fucking 5-lane highway.
Right,
You
exactly.
slowing my shit down, and no workers to be fucking found.
Right.
Yep.
And like, bro, what the fuck? Now I
Exactly.
get if y'all
They come out, put cones up, and leave.
and dip and bro on
They just
Dolphin,
leave.
and people who live in Dallas know on Dolphin Road there's this section right before you
Always traffic on Dolphin.
right before you hit the highway. It's been under construction forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
and no one's ever
Forever.
there.
And I'm just like, where the fuck are these people at? Where are they at? I'll get out there. Hey, show me how to do this, motherfucker. I have this shit
I
done.
pointed it. I
Let me
pointed
do
it out to my grandmother one time when we were driving right off of 360. We were right off of 360 headed to the mall. We were headed to Parks Mall. We were gonna go buy her some stuff. And she goes, "Oh, they're doing construction over here." I was like, "No, they're not. They're just here. They're just gonna dig a
Right.
hole and leave. They won't even be here
They
for
just
another
chilling.
month and a half."
Right.
They literally. I'm serious. Y'all think I'm joking, but I'm dead ass. They come up here and they don't even bring a bulldozer or whatever those things are with the claw.
Yeah.
What are those things?
the
Caterpillars.
the excavators.
The excavators, yes, thank you. They don't bring an excavator. They don't bring anything. They literally come out with shovels. They dig a hole and then they leave. And that hole just sits there until it fills back up.
Mm-hmm.
Rain, water,
Yeah.
accumulated,
And then another like 4 or 5 months go down down the road, and they'll come back out and redig the same hole. I've seen them do it.
Just
That's
like,
why I'm like, why are
Just
y'all even
fix
here?
this shit already. I'm tired of driving
Concrete
through
shifts
bro.
it.
Either fix it or don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it comes down to funding. I don't know if it comes down to the contract they have with the city. I don't know what it is. Okay, there's got to be.
I think
something
it's
got to change.
I think
But
it's the
something's
funding.
gotta change,
I think it's
right?
the funding and the people.
Well, it's got to be a mixture of both, right?
Because if we getting outworked by China right now,
We're getting outworked by everybody.
it's like fuck.
Remember we talked about France?
Yeah.
And how they work at their own pace. I don't know if you ever saw that podcast we did, but yeah, we have we
think
did
it
a podcast with my brother, and we were talking about he was talking about how Russia and who was it? Russia and somebody else. It was Russia and another
can't
country
remember.
or something like that. How they when they make decisions, it's based off of the workers, and the workers have to be involved in the decision making process.
No, I ain't seen that podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
think
Well,
it
if
was
you
like
ever get to
episode
watch it, it's
2, I
on
think.
YouTube. But anyway, and I was saying that France, when they go to work, they work at their own pace, and it's wild because I've never heard of that. Like as a worker, I've been
crazy.
working since I was 14 years old. I'm 30. You know, I'm 35, finna be 36 now.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I've never heard of work at your own pace. I've never done that a day in my life.
Or
It's
there are
always go, get it done.
there's
get it done,
companies
let's
that
go.
do implement that, but they don't.
They don't. They say that, but they ain't gonna.
Work at your own pace.
Yes.
But you got to
Right.
meet this criteria.
Right.
Right,
before
but you gotta meet the
Right.
requirements to keep a job.
Work smarter, but then
What's
have
the
you
requirements? Work like a slave.
Right.
Ah,
Right.
Okay,
What
so
the
it's not
fuck?
at your own pace. No,
Right.
no, it's totally at your own pace.
No, it's
You got
not. Work smarter.
If you feel like you're
not
getting ready to
harder.
Work
die.
smarter, not harder. That's the dumbest shit.
If you
in the
feel
world.
like you're getting ready to die, there's water at the break room.
Right.
right.
Or
No, I'm not advocating against work. I
No,
think
no,
work
I-
is important. I want
yes.
people to understand that I really do think that working in the United States it's a great like if you get a great opportunity, take it. I'm
Right.
not saying
Right.
don't work, just go be a YouTuber.
Right.
No, don't. It's horrible.
Which,
I'm
hey,
there.
sometimes
Don't do
that
it.
becomes the work
Oh,
really
Man,
bad.
does it? But the thing is like it's not that. It's that I think that the workplace, or the workforce in the United States across the board, not just here in Texas, not just in Oklahoma, wherever. No, across the board, I think it could be better.
Yep.
Is all I'm saying.
Yep.
And I think that the reason that we have such a shortage on workers and nobody wants to work is not only the pay, but it's also the supervisors and the demand that's on top of it.
Yep.
And then until we address the situation and we start talking about it, it's just going to get worse. Because now you're going to be doing everybody's job to keep the company afloat,
But not
not
getting paid for it.
because they're lazy.
Yeah.
Because you ain't going to have nobody in them seats.
And I
Trust
think
me.
that will forever be a tap dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's definitely.
Because
Yeah.
my thing is, it's
Yeah, it's
made,
definitely gonna be
it's
that.
made owners of these companies so much money. Why change?
Right.
Right. Why change?
If it ain't broke, they ain't trying to fix it.
No way. They probably lose. Well, I won't say lose. To make work, not the workplace better, will be for them losing more. Would be losing money because now they can't implement some of the stuff they do implement to make them the most money. Or you get mandatory overtime, and like motherfuckers ain't got lives, and you know what I'm saying. Motherfuckers gotta sleep, eat.
But that's the thing. It's profit over everything, right?
True.
It like fuck the workers. It's profit over everything. It's always been that way. It's been that way since I started working. It's
Yeah.
always
Yep.
going to be profit over everything. And if you're in the way of those profits, you
They
just gotta go.
Yeah, they gonna
Right.
fucking.
It blew
replace
my
you.
mind whenever. Remember back in the day, like early 2000s, everybody was getting that money over bitches tattoo, money over everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, but when your job does it, all of a sudden you're shocked.
Right.
That shit just blew my mind. They got MOE tattooed on their shoulder, on their back, and I'm just like, yeah,
you can
that's
find that
cool.
person at the Kingsley Inn.
As soon as Walmart does it, all of a sudden it's like we have an issue.
Fucking fuck Walmart.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's always been that way. It's always been money over everybody.
I can say fuck Walmart because I worked for Walmart. People who work for
Everybody's worked
Walmart
for Walmart.
know fuck Walmart.
I worked at Walmart for a week.
I hate Walmart.
I worked for Walmart for a month, and I got fired because a guy said I threatened to kill him.
Nah, I worked at the one in Balch Springs, and I worked in the back room. And then when I was in the break room, and I seen a fight broke out the second day after I worked there, yeah, I was like, nah, not for me.
I got fired because
But it was a location too.
I got fired because they tried to make me work when I had the flu and I couldn't walk on my own. And they were like, "You got to come to work." And I was like, "I'm in a wheelchair right now. What the fuck I'm going to do at work? What am I going to do at work?"
I remember that story. You said that there was a fight in the back?
Yeah,
What were they fighting over?
Fucking probably.
some hood shit. I don't know.
I was just about to say
The
some
location that I was in
You said some
Was-
bullshit.
was basically borderline Pleasant Grove, Balch Springs. So
Oh, there you go.
that's why I said, some hood shit. So I was like, yeah, the location that I was at.
This my bike, punk.
She ate my
Some Debo shit.
my chitlins out the refrigerator. Bitch, stole my chitlins.
Lord. I think, okay, as a worker, I think, because I've worked in offices, I've worked for a lot of prestigious companies. I have done a lot of jobs, I promise you. I think that the person who eats other people's food out of the refrigerator should be lined up and shot.
I don't say shot. I say
Showed up.
slapped.
No, shoot them. You gotta
It's
kill him.
always that one person.
You ain't
at
gotta
work.
kill him.
Yeah.
Just shoot him. Shoot him in the leg.
They look at it as
Because here's the thing,
leftovers.
like, bro, it's not yours. I have a firm rule, and I live by it, and I will die by it. If it ain't yours,
Don't
touch it. Simple as that. Unless you were given permission, do not touch it. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. From child to car keys. If it ain't yours, don't fucking touch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you think it's okay to go in the refrigerator, see somebody else's food, and just eat it?
Man, I've had that happen to me.
I've
too.
had it happen
And
to
I'm
me,
just
but that's
livid.
not why I'm on a rant
No, no,
about
true,
shit. I
understand.
promise you. I think you speak for everybody.
Yeah.
When I love those videos where people are putting laxatives in their food and leaving it at work for those fucks. Those are my favorite.
I've
You
done
see
it.
this fucking guy sitting at the fucking, his desk at his computer. All of a sudden you hear that.
If somebody ate a fucking lunch,
Oh,
yeah,
I
you
gotta
ate
go
my
on
shit.
break right now. Yeah.
You ate my
Fuck
shit,
those
bastard.
guys.
It was one company I worked at. They had a disclaimer on the fridge. It was like, this fridge will get cleaned out every Friday if you're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taking
we
I
have
it.
understand
yeah,
that.
we have
See,
one of those at
I
our
understand that.
I
You know what I'm
understand
saying?
that too.
But like, if I put my shit in there Monday and then Monday I go on lunch and my shit, the bowl and the fork is still in there, but the food not, I'm pissed.
Bro, they done licked
What
on your
the
spoon. These people done licked the bowl.
I've had that happen, bro. They cleaned my shit out, left the fork. Y'all could have thrown
That
that shit
person,
away.
let me
What
tell
the
you,
fuck?
that person does not give a fuck about life if he's
They
out there
don't.
doing that shit.
Those type of people are the ones that just do whatever they want in life.
I also went on a rant bathrooms at jobs. Some of the places I went at, it was like, dude, how the hell do y'all keep y'all bathroom clean? I wonder what y'all house look like. Cause I walked in a bathroom. I went on a TikTok rant on this. I went in the bathroom and this person, the last person that was in there, pissed on the seat, took a shit first. I'm assuming, pissed in the toilet, pissed all on the toilet seat, pissed on the floor, had toilet paper all on the fucking floor. I'm like, dude, you just walked out of that bitch?
Some people don't care, man.
Like,
You've been to a 7-Eleven. You've seen them bathrooms. Some people just don't.
7-Eleven is different. There's a lot of shit that goes on in a 7-Eleven
No.
bathroom.
I got
I'm
something
sure.
better.
depending on the
You've
area.
been to one of them hood ass gas stations
That's
where
what
it's
I'm
like
saying. Yeah.
it's just one bathroom where everybody uses. I've got one of them on my route, and I'm just like,
are the
y'all
worst.
some nasty.
I want to get shit on the ceiling. Bro, there are so many questions I have about how people go to the bathroom.
Wait,
I
shit on a
just don't-
ceiling? How the fuck does that?
I've seen it. I've seen it, man. I have seen it, and I don't understand where the hell it came from. How?
I think people do it because they simply know they don't have to clean it up.
Probably.
They
I
don't
ain't
give
gotta
a fuck
I don't
about
gotta
life.
clean this shit up.
People are just fucking lazy and nasty.
But I bet you if you go to their bathroom, they
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you don't see no shit on the ceiling because they know they
Right.
gonna have to clean the shit up.
Right.
So that's a legit for me. I think that's the only excuse I see, and that's fucked up because guess what? That's somebody's job.
That's so messed up.
Somebody
I
gotta
would
do-
never work at a place where I didn't clean bathrooms.
Somebody got
Not
to do
doing
this
it.
shit to get paid. They
I'm
and
not
they
doing
not
it.
happy.
Shout out to them.
They
Yeah.
not
Hey,
happy.
you know what? Hey, look, if you clean bathrooms for a living, you got more heart than me, because I'm not doing it.
I'm not. Fuck that.
That needs to be
People
a
that clean the
$35
bathrooms,
an hour
Right.
job
What the fuck?
to be cleaning up after these nasty ass fucking
The
people.
people that clean the bathrooms know a lot about us. If you think about it.
And then we don't know shit about them. So
Yep.
I don't know what makes you get up in the morning and want to do that job.
So, and it's a lot. Majority of the time, it's a lot not to throw anybody's like shit out there, but it's a lot of illegal people. You know what I'm saying? That's all they got. They can't
Yeah.
go get. Cause think about it.
I mean, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
fair.
used to what goes on back there because
Yeah.
their plumbing system is a little different.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but the way you shit's been pretty much known since mankind started.
Well, right.
I don't know why you think it's okay to blow ass all over the fucking wall and the ceiling and string the toilet paper every goddamn
right?
where.
What the fuck?
And then
And
they
then-
walk in on
and
a
then-
boo-boo suit
Bro.
catastrophe.
I walked in. Well, this blew my mind, bro. Oh God! I walked into a bathroom at a TA one time, and I was like, "Why?"
As soon as you said TA,
Somebody,
I deliver to a TA, and I swear, I ain't mean to cut you off, but I've literally done this. Walk into the bathroom, walked out. I ain't got to use it no more.
yeah, I'm good. Look, I'm in. I was in North Carolina. I will never forget this. I had to call my wife because I had like an emotional breakdown. I go into the bathroom. It's a true story. I go in there. I gotta go. It's one of those moments where you're not, you don't have a choice. It's that or you're gonna bag it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta go. You know what I mean? So I go into this bathroom. I swing open the door. I'm running in there. It was a smaller TA. It wasn't a large one. It wasn't like the large, big scale. We got like, pictures of Marilyn Monroe holding a gun type shit. It was none of that. It was literally like they got like maybe 2 or 3 things, that you can get drinks out of, and they got like a couple of snacks, and you're done for, right?
Yeah.
So I run in this bathroom. I gotta go now. I get in there and I turn left, and all of a sudden I saw shit everywhere. There wasn't a spot on this floor, on this wall, and on the ceiling that didn't have shit on it. And I was like, okay, I think their bathroom's out of order. So I run out, and mind you, I gotta go. I'm not here to play games, okay? So I'm on a time crunch. I got 2 minutes, and it's over with. So I run out there, and I was like, hey, is y'all bathroom working? Oh, yeah, it's fine. I was like, no, it's not. You might want to go check this fucking bathroom. Bro, shit got real. You need to go look at this. Like, something's wrong. I don't know if y'all are backed up plumbing or whatever. And the lady was like, just go use the ladies' bathroom. And I had a moment. I had like this weird moment where I was like, do I want to do that, though? This is before that was even as a thing.
Yeah.
Guys don't go in the girls' bathroom. That's like the ultimate
Like
taboo.
the no.
Right.
Yeah.
You-
So I'm sitting there, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I was like, what?
In this day and
She
age,
was
I
like,
wouldn't
no.
give a damn.
She was like, just go. She was like, just go use the woman's bathroom. So I'm like, in the back of my head, I had to. I had no choice, but I locked the door. I'm a gentleman. So I go in there, I lock the door, and I use their bathroom. But the thing is like, the whole time in my head, I'm like, she knows. She fucking knows something's up with this bathroom. She's just not wanting to deal with it. You know what I mean? She's waiting for second shift to come in. That's
Right.
what that is.
Deal with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, she's waiting for second shift because she knows. She wouldn't have told me. There is not a woman alive that'd be like, just go use the ladies' bathroom. We
You should
love
have
it.
pulled a Bob Saget moment. Rest in peace to Bob Saget. But it was a scene in a movie Dumb and Dumberer, right?
Yeah.
And he walked in a bathroom or a bedroom or something like that, and he was like, "Oh my God, my room is covered in shit."
No, it was a bathroom.
It
I
was a
remember
bathroom.
Yeah.
The bathroom is covered in shit. There's shit all over the wall. There's shit everywhere.
You ever seen
You
Hall
should
Pass?
have did one of that.
You ever seen Hall
Oh
Pass?
my God.
No,
Hall
I have
Pass.
not.
Oh, you should watch it.
It's
I love Hall
fucking
Pass.
hilarious. There was a scene where he pulled this chick from a bar, and or it was a club, and he brought her back, and she had stomach issues. And he took her in the bathroom, and he was like, "You okay?" And she sneezed and shit all over the wall. and in that moment, that is exactly what this bathroom looked like,
That was
but
in your head?
everywhere.
and it was hilarious for me because how it happened is there he's looking at her, right? It happens and he just goes, You ready to go home? No, I'm fine. I feel a lot better. He's like, nah, but you gotta go.
Yeah, he called
you
it a
gotta
cab and
go.
everything. He got it the hell out of there.
And it was funny because he was just like, what the fuck was that? Oh no, but you gotta go.
Yeah, it's time for you to go.
I don't know. You gotta watch the Hall Pass. That movie's funny.
That's one of the most underrated movies.
yes.
Oh,
Man.
so what you don't know, or you might, but we do top fives here.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Let's break it.
We do top fives here.
All right.
And I want to know, because you love music so much, I need top 5 singers of all time. Go.
Singers. That's a challenge.
I know, because if I would have did rappers, it would have been too easy.
Yeah, it would have been too easy.
Singers? Okay. Does it matter?
What era?
Doesn't
Any
matter.
era? Yeah.
No matter, it's your top 5
So
of all
any
time.
genre, right?
Yep.
I see my mind's racing everywhere. I can name.
My mind is gone everywhere.
All right, Chris, you got your top 5?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go with
Oh,
you
I
first.
hear this.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm going last.
Okay. I think I'll go first.
If we do top 5s, I go last.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
right,
I'll go
go ahead.
first. I'll give you some time to think.
We go 5
go
to
ahead.
1.
Okay.
5 to 1.
5-1, so it's got to be in order.
Yep.
Gotta
5
be
to 1 in order.
Okay. Okay, so my number 5 for me. Now this is all for me. My number 5 probably young Mariah Carey, not the old. Young Mariah Carey. That's the one, because when she was just blowing up. Oh yeah. I would say Beyonce probably 4. She would be higher. It's just I don't know. That's 4. Okay. I would have to go Prince 3 for me. Just
That's
because.
a good one.
Oh,
The way he-
So it's not just females. I'm thinking.
No.
No, it's not.
I'm-
No.
Okay.
Male or female.
I love his sound. Just there's no matter he could make a whole song about boxes and he could make the shit sound good. So he's number 3. Number 2.
Wait, who was number 3? Oh,
No, Prince.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Number 2. I'm trying to, because I'm debating between number 1 and 2. Who would I? Okay. I'm gonna go for 2. Damn. See, I don't want to do that. See, now you got me rethinking my list.
Hold on.
You got me rethinking my list now. Okay, I'm gonna change my list up. I'm gonna put Prince at 2, and for 3, I know I'm gonna catch some backlash. I gotta go R. Kelly.
Okay.
I gotta go R. Kelly.
Kells?
So
He ain't gonna get backlash from me on that one.
So now,
I got you.
minus the music shit, I get you. But music aside, if we just talking to music,
Top 5 does not inquire how that
Okay.
person is.
okay, bet.
Because
All right.
R. Kelly was a piece of shit.
But
and
his
we
music?
we have already addressed that, and there is no going back on it. We know
Okay.
what R. Kelly is now, and fuck him. But musically, guy was gifted. Gotta give him that.
And then number 1, Michael Jackson.
That's a good list. That's a good list.
No.
Solid list, Fred.
Yeah.
Solid list. All right, what you got, Ray?
I'm over here trying to put together like a lot of names in here. So, I think we just gonna go off the rip with this one. I'm gonna put Beyonce at number 5 on that one. Like I said, it's so many that I like to where I just gotta arrange. I know the top 3, and it's gonna show my age on or what I was around if I throw the top 3 in there.
Come on, man.
This is so tough.
It
It ain't meant to be easy, man.
Yeah.
It's easy when you do something like food or something like that. But when
Yeah.
Singers?
Yeah, singers is another thing. Can I skip the number 4 and then I'm gonna go with the first 3 that came in my head?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Marvin Gaye,
Oh, I forgot about
Curtis Mayfield.
Shout out to Curtis.
Yes. and Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
I forgot
I was
about
waiting on
Stevie.
Stevie. I was like, I know he's got Stevie in there somewhere. I'm just trying to
He
figure
is
it out.
actually at number 2.
Think you gonna put him at 2?
I put him
So
at
you got
number
Marvin Gaye and then Stevie?
Well, Marvin Gaye first, and then Stevie. It was a cross between Curtis Mayfield and Stevie Wonder because Curtis Mayfield, I like what he's about, and then I like Stevie because of the creative sense.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about those.
Marvin Gaye likes to put a lot out on the table. The real Marvin Gaye. If you listen to any of the Marvin Gayes after 1970,
Yeah.
he let loose.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I put him at the top.
number 4 though.
Number 4. That's a tough.
You said
one.
Beyonce at 5.
Yeah, I put Beyonce at 5. Actually, I shouldn't even had her in that list. So
Why you think? Can I change my list up?
Nope.
yeah.
No. Cause he got some.
already set in
I
stone. What you
wasn't.
got?
I wasn't think. I just want to change one person.
Who?
I want to take Mariah Carey off and put Marvin Gaye. Cause I've told you, bro. As a kid, we wasn't allowed to keep the TV on, and I was the type of kid. I need something. I need sound because I hated the way houses sound, especially at night.
I hate the way houses
They
sound.
do. They make some weird noises when you're trying to like. So I used to, me and my older brother used to go to sleep to Marvin Gaye's album playing all night on repeat. Just go to sleep to Marvin Gaye on our small little radio. Pop the Marvin Gaye CD in and just.
Okay.
So.
For number 4, if I was able to take him out of the group, it would be Ron Isley.
No, damn. Damn, you got some. Hold on now. No, I'm sticking to that list I got. Okay, I'm sticking to that list. You are bringing up some good people that I'm like, hold on, I might have to question my shit, but I'm sticking with mine. Marvin Gaye, Beyonce, R. Kelly. God, I know a lot of people gonna get a bill.
I'm going to replace
Prince,
you know what, though? I'm going to
Michael
replace
Jackson.
Beyonce.
A
With,
lot of people are gonna hate
I'm
my
gonna
list.
I'm going to replace Beyonce. And I'm going to have to put it with Prince.
Cause I don't know. A lot of people sleep on Prince.
Yeah,
I'ma have
they
to.
do.
A lot of people sleep on. I love Prince, bro.
Which is why my list is set the way it is.
I love Prince, bro.
I want to hear this list.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Y'all ready for this?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to hear
I'm
this.
about to hurt some feelings.
Okay, come
All
on.
right.
Let's go.
Okay.
I don't know. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. I might end up agreeing with you in some.
You won't. You will not agree with my number 1. I promise you.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 5, easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Prince. He makes top 5 every time.
you gotta
I
have-
I just
talk
replaced
about, every time. Hold on. Every time I talk about singers, Prince comes up.
I love Prince.
You cannot sleep on Prince. Now I get it. He may not be your type of music. But Prince, he was the fucking shit, bro. I don't care what no one
He
says.
was multi-talented.
Yes.
Number 4, Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Every time I hear Aretha speak, talk, or sing, it's just goosebumps, bro. It is. To me, Aretha Franklin had one of the best voices we've ever heard, ever.
Yeah, she
But not better than number 3,
Mhm.
which is why I say I'm always going to go with my Aunt Patti LaBelle, bro.
Ooh.
How do you
Okay.
sleep on Patti LaBelle?
Nah, you can't.
I
sleep
haven't
on her.
heard now one of y'all mention Patti LaBelle.
No, I don't. It's not like I don't like. I love Patty. It's just for me, I'm not. You know, I'm not y'all age
fair,
group,
it's
so
fair, it's
trust
fair,
me,
it's
I
fair,
will
you are
listen.
young.
I've
You are
listened
young.
to some Patty.
Lay off on Fred on that one.
Right.
I agree with you on that one.
I've listened to
I did.
Patty.
I said, okay, he's young. You know, I'm gonna
give me a
all
break.
right.
I'll be all right.
But
If I
Patti
was y'all
LaBelle,
age, then y'all would have been like, "What the fuck? Are you tripping?"
Patti LaBelle, dynamic voices
she
all time.
She does
It doesn't
I'll
matter
give
if
you that.
she's doing gospel or if she's doing a cover song. It doesn't matter. Patti LaBelle's about to shut shit down.
Yep.
Every time I hear her, I'm standing up. I got my hand to Jesus, and I don't even go to church, bro. Aunt Patty. There's a lot of people that didn't make this list that I think are great, and I
Right.
could
Yeah.
give you a top 50.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
promise you,
I
I
could
could.
too.
I could write you out a top 50 of people I think that are just different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Number 2.
this is where it gets tough.
No, I think that was your
Who's
number
gonna beat
4.
Patty?
That was your number 4, right?
No,
Patty's
that was
3.
number 3.
So who's your top 5?
Number
and 4?
5 was Prince. Number
Oh,
4
okay, yeah,
was
you're
Aretha
right. Okay,
Franklin.
okay.
And number 3
Okay.
is Patti LaBelle.
You're right. So 2.
Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready.
I don't know if y'all ready. Man.
No,
I'm ready.
I'm always
I don't know
prepared.
if the world is ready to hear who I think is better than Patti.
Man, if you don't
LaBelle.
spit it out.
I'm telling you. Because you're
I'm
not gonna like it.
gonna say this. I'm gonna ask you a question. Is Michael in your top?
Yes.
Okay.
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 Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number
I-
2.
I-
It's not that.
I love
It's
Michael.
because of how he took the world and united everybody through music. That is the reason,
Michael was.
in my opinion, that Michael Jackson is number 2.
I could see that because
He's
it's
not very. He was a good singer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He really was. He was a pop artist. He was a singer. And he had a little. He did a little bit of everything.
You know, there's always a war between Mike and Prince.
Yeah.
So
like
I can
both.
Yeah,
see how
the only
he-
reason that Prince is this far bottom on the list is because I had a lot of really old dynamic singers. That is the only reason. Do not get it wrong when I tell you that I fuck with Prince heavy.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
He is in my playlist right now.
Yep.
So I don't want anyone coming at me and be like, how the fuck you gonna say he's bottom 5? No. He's top 5.
Yeah.
I'd have put the Isley Brothers on the side. And anyone who knows me knows how I feel about the Isley Brothers. I'd have put Marvin Gaye on the side for Prince.
Man.
So don't come at me. This is my list.
Right.
Okay. And number 1, I know he's new. Okay. But something about his voice has changed the way that I hear singing. And that's Sam Smith. I
Oh man,
fucking love his voice.
I had completely forgot about him.
I didn't. I promise you. I got all his albums. Look,
I didn't know.
I
he-
know people will be like, how the fuck you gonna put Patti LaBelle at 3rd and Sam Smith at 1st? I know. I'm shocking you. I understand that. But you have to understand it's not him. It's his voice.
I don't
That
know.
voice is angelic.
I like Sam Smith, but not.
I would
I-
knock him.
Love.
I just didn't know
It's
he had a
because
catalog.
he took pitches to
yeah.
a different level.
Yeah, he got a catalog. Yeah.
And when I think that, like, when I hear a song, this is what I do. I'm weird. I hear a song, I'm like, what if they would have just went one octave up and then one octave back down and just gave that little, that little in there.
Yeah.
You're right.
And it would have made that song just that little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a producer in my own head. Okay? I am. I do. I hear that shit and I'm just like, if he would have
As
went
soon as you
up
said
and
I'm a
then right back
producer, I would have
down.
like, man, I want to challenge you in my house.
No, in my own head. Trust me. I could not. Don't call me to produce your album. It's gonna be horrible. But I'm just saying, and this is my opinion, right? Sam Smith does that. Every song that he has ever put out has always been one up. He'll put out a song, it'll be a hit. That hit's cool, but I'm gonna one up that hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that hit comes out, and he's like, I'm gonna one up that hit. If you go and listen to his albums, you'll understand. It's like every song. It's like, this is what it reminds me of. He'll play a song, and then he'll go back and replay it. I'm going to do this. So he does that. And then he'll go back and listen to it again. Okay, that part sounds good. Let me go to the next part. I want to do this. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Every single song he puts out is like that. And guess what? He's a UK artist.
You know what? I was getting ready
Yeah.
to ask about Ed Sheeran. What do you? I mean,
He
since you put him
was
in-
gonna be
He
my
was
6.
coming up.
He was gonna
yeah.
be my 6.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would put him
And see,
in at least
I
top
would
10. He's
That's
not my
making me
6.
want to
He's
rearrange.
not my
Why
6,
you
but
threw
he
Sam
is.
Wow.
Smith in there. I was thinking of people in that generation, and I was like, oh shit. We had Bruno Mars and
Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars. Trust me, there are. I told
fucking
you,
love Ed
I could
Sheeran.
do a top 50. Okay, I promise you, this is only me. This is just my go-tos when I talk about the fact that y'all didn't even bring up Patti LaBelle hurt my feelings. I ain't
It's just
gonna lie
no.
to you.
It's not.
It's not
you'll
you.
be
You're
all right.
excluded. You're
You'll be
excluded.
all
But
right.
you
You'll
have
be
no
all right.
excuse
Hey,
why Patti LaBelle is not in your top 5. Now, granted,
No,
I understand
top
she's not
10
number one to
maybe.
me, but okay.
Yeah, she's top 10 for sure in mine. Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna hit you. I did. I said it in my head. I said I wasn't gonna hit him. You're not gonna hit him. Okay. No, but yeah. So that's my list. That yeah.
Ooh.
Sam Smith, just for some
So-
reason, his songs resonate different.
Who-
They just hit different.
Who? All right, let's do this. Since we're gonna do an honorable mention that you would have put him into the top 5, but you
Yeah.
couldn't. So you
We
got,
could do an
you
honorable
get
mentions
one
page.
honorable mention. Mine's Ed Sheeran because
Isley Brothers.
While he was talking, while he was talking, I was legit like, bro, Ed Sheeran was legit my 6.
Yeah.
I fucking love
Ed
that.
Sheeran is a
fucking
fantastic
love.
artist, and he has some really good songs.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you were trying to slow
Yeah.
fuck your girl, you put on some Ed Sheeran. I promise you. But Isley Brothers.
So that's your 6?
That's my 6, bro. It's
Okay.
got to be because I
Side
listen
note,
to
have
them
you
way more
watched
than I do Ed Sheeran.
The verses of Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes.
They had a
Man.
versus?
Find
Yes,
out,
they
'cause
did.
Earth, Wind, and Fire is
They
number
did.
7. That's what I was coming
Me
out
and my
with,
girl,
bro. I'm
we
telling
was
you, there
think-
was a lot of really great singers and groups that did not make this list. That did not make my top 5. But that does not mean
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're not great.
they're not great. It
Man.
doesn't mean that.
Not
Me
mean
and
I don't
Breezy
love
was-
them. Yeah,
Me and Breezy was up in the bedroom. We were watching that on TV, and we were just going against who got what. We do this with every verses.
Yeah.
And it's like, what song they gonna put this up against?
Oh,
You
they
know,
should put
got
this song
what?
It
up.
was crazy because I thought
Ozzy
they were
had
going to put Earth, Wind, and Fire against the Temptations. That's what I
No,
thought they were going to do.
no,
And then
no.
when they put it against the Isley Brothers, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. Yeah.
The Temptations,
Temptations had like 50 band members,
and then they're top
past
heavy.
and present.
They're
Yeah,
they're top
that's true.
heavy. They have probably good 4 or 5 hits, and then the rest are kind of just.
You know what I want to see? Somebody out there
'Cause I
needs
love the
to do a
Temptations.
versus between the Temptations and the Beach Boys. And I want to watch it.
Beach Boys will win. They have more.
Temptations,
I'll
man.
tell you like this, they might win in your book.
I love the Temptations. You're talking to the guy who watched. My mom had to break the Temptations movie because I watched it so fucking much. She broke it. She was like, "Give me this movie," and I was like, "Temptations."
I'm looking at you with the Beach Boys. Ain't nobody coming to see no Beach Boys, Otis.
True, but it's just
That part.
I feel like
Anybody watching the Beach Boys?
I love the
Ain't nobody
Temptations.
see
Here we are,
Otis.
2022, still talking about the Temptations.
I love the Temptations. They're just top heavy.
You know that there's a lot of people that didn't make my list, and I'm telling you, I didn't want to hurt feelings. I didn't. When I did the top 5, I was like, I know who I want to put in my top 5. I'm gonna go to my go-tos.
I had a serious, complete brain fog because of the fact that I do music and I listen to so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Gladys Knight didn't make it. She is top 10, but she is not top 5. I'm sorry. Look, there's a lot of people that made top 50. But yeah, that's my top 5.
Erica
Deal with it.
Badu didn't make it, and
Yeah,
she's
Erykah
a great.
Badu is. Yeah, I
she's
was
a
about
great
to say
singer,
Erica
too.
Badu is in top 10, but she's not top 5.
I like Erica Badu too, but me,
I love Erica.
I no.
I love Erica.
I
Badu.
think no. I hate the shit on some of the people that's music artists in Dallas, but y'all worship the fuck out of her too much. At every fucking venue that I went,
Pam,
to
turn this off.
Pam.
Pam, turn this off now.
No. Every
Pam,
time
turn
I
this
went to
off.
like
Spoiler
a
alert.
beat battle or a show, and she show up, everybody be flocking. She don't even be
I'm gonna-
performing.
I'm gonna tell you
And
why.
they just gaga over her. It's two people. It's her and Mr. Pookie. Sorry, Brian Jones.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you because I've lived in Dallas my whole life and I rep Dallas to the fullest. It's even tatted on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Erica Badu is our national treasure.
Yeah.
If you can't respect that, step off.
Hey,
I'm just saying, bro. Like I know.
No,
Look,
I
know
love
you
her.
Chicagoans come down here with your blues music and you got some cool
bruh,
shit.
I'm
But what you not
let
finna
me
do
tell you,
is sit
I'm
here
a
and try to
tech-
talk about Erica Badu like
Hey,
she's not a national motherfucking treasure.
Hey, I'm basically a Texas native. I've been here longer than I lived in Chicago, so I
Then
get it.
respect that
I
shit.
get it. I get it, but it'll become all of a nerve when it comes to when you're trying to network with other people.
Yeah.
and they try to flock with that.
I can
narrative.
understand that.
I
Especially,
understand what you're saying, but at
Yeah.
the same time,
I get that she's
you
a
don't-
treasure.
Okay, Erica Badu is phenomenal. I mean, fucking nominal when it comes to everything that she does.
Oh, yeah.
I love her, like as a person, as a Dallas native, and as a as somebody who is just from the streets, but still so damn cool for being as powerful and as big as she is.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to South Dallas right now and run into her.
Oh yeah.
That's my thing. I love Erica Badu. And she brought spirituality out of light before anybody. She was the first one rocking that big ass fucking African
Yeah,
shit. She was doing that way before anybody. I fuck with Erica Badu heavy.
No,
But
I respect her as a person
the
and
same
her
way
and the art.
the same way I feel about her, I feel about Sade. And it's really hard that they didn't make my top 5. I'm telling you,
I don't
this
know
top
about
5
Sade.
took a lot for me to do.
Sade should have been in my top. I feel bad.
Really?
I feel fucking bad.
Yeah.
Don't hate
And
me,
I
but-
jammed. This is what's so fucked up. I jammed the Sade a lot.
I mean, I can't believe that.
I have Diamond Life on
There's
vinyl.
a lot of people I can't believe didn't make y'all's top 5. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's not that they're not good. It's just
I know it's not that they're not good. It's probably because I put you on the spot.
Yeah,
or it
that's
could
what
be
happened.
because- It could be because that, you didn't have time to plan out your top 5.
no.
Could've been-
My top 5. I'm sticking to my top 5.
No, it was
I'm
on
going
the
to
spot.
stick to mine.
Yeah, I fucking love my
I
top
still
5.
think that Sam Smith is number 1 when
Okay.
it comes to making
On
new
this show, my top 5 is going to stick on this show. Outside, we'll talk. I want to clear my name on this.
It's gonna be some people soon as
I want to clear my name.
Hey,
for
bro,
the
what
people
the
out
fuck?
here.
Right.
I seen that you was talking on the
This
podcast.
So I saw
show-
you on What Up World, and
Right.
I just got a question. How did Sade not make top 5, bro?
Right.
Right.
This dude's about to get emails,
Right.
text messages galore.
Hate
Come
messages.
back to me with a lucrative list. This list that I just popped up with is sticking with this show.
Yep.
I bet,
Took a lot, man.
I fucks with my list.
It took a lot. And that's one of the things that when I was talking about UK rap, I want people to understand is I don't hate UK artists.
It's just I don't-
I
fucking
threw a
love
name.
the Beatles. Hold on. I'm
yeah.
getting to you.
Okay.
I know why you came here. I told you. I know why you're here. I know why you're here. Okay.
I came to fuck shit up. That's what we came.
I love the Beatles, and I respect the shit out of the Rolling Stones, even though I never really listened to their music. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, and there is a lot, and Sam Smith made top number 1 because, I mean, when it comes to a voice, I mean, this guy's just
He
phenomenal.
does have a really good voice.
It's angelic. But when you want to bite us on some street shit, you got to come with it. And I'm saying now, I do not fuck with UK rap. I won't. And the thing is it's not because I don't like it. Like I said, I haven't heard every UK rapper, and I've been under fire on this one a lot. A lot of my friends have came to me and been like, "Bro, what are you doing?" I'm standing on my grounds.
I
don't.
We can't relate to it.
It's not that I can't relate to it because
just-
you
I-
can
I-
relate to the streets and anywhere you go. Streets don't change.
Oh no, I can't relate to their streets.
What I can't relate to is the fact that the beats are off. I don't like the cadences. I don't like the way that there's so many different ways, bro. If they would just do UK rap instead of trying to bite what we do, it would probably be up there.
Okay,
I
I,
mean, but
see
who
where you're
doesn't
going
do
with
that,
that.
though?
Because the thing is, bro, they have a way of talking that they could rhyme the way they talk with the way they talk. Instead, they're trying to do what we do. And I notice it. And it's like, it's there. It's all right, you're here, but you're not here. And you could be here if you take my fucking advice. And look, if you have a way of, you have an accent. So use your accent to your advantage. I literally just watched Eminem rhyme orange with 4 fucking different words, right? If he could do it, it's the way you say shit. And the way you say things, it comes off as like, okay,
Us.
it's English.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
comes off as us.
Right. But it comes off as us. It's like you could do so much better than just trying to bite us. All right,
I
want
see your
hip-hop?
argument.
If you want hip hop, cool. I'm not gonna stop you. It's for everybody. Music is for everybody.
True.
Everyone. If I can sit there and listen to Patti LaBelle all day, then I can listen to Tupac the same way.
Right.
Music, regardless, is for everybody. If I want to turn on some old school fucking, country, because I got a lot of names coming in, but they're all escaping at the same time. No, my point is, look, music's for everybody. And I fuck with a lot of music. You want to talk about heavy metal, I can sit down and have a conversation with you all day.
I
You
cannot
wanna
see
talk
you
about
listen to country though.
Yeah.
I listen to
I
a few
listen to old country.
Kelly
Merle Haggard
Clarkson
is one of my favorites.
I was getting ready to say Merle Haggard.
I
is in
listen
there.
to old Garth Brooks. I mean, Brooks and Dunn. There's a lot of old school shit I listen to that a lot of people don't know.
Billy Ray Cyrus and Randy
He
Travis.
had one good hit. I think he was just a one-hit wonder. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
I
listen.
think-
No,
I-
I'm
I-
not trying. I'm not.
I listen to
I can't
Kelly
argue on
Clarkson
that.
before
I
him.
don't want to get under fire because I know a lot of people listen to country and they're like, "Who the fuck hates Billy Ray?" Look,
He
all
just-
right,
What are
don't
you
tell my
doing?
heart. Okay, my achy breaky
My
heart.
achy
I
breaky
just don't
heart.
think it would understand. But you have to understand that I think he was a one-hit wonder, and it is what it is.
I just don't know his catalog, so
And,
I
you know.
don't.
Did you grow up on Conway Twitty?
Yes, Mr. Conway Twitty.
I gotta hear his songs. I gotta hear his songs.
There was one, bro. There's a lot. Just watch Family Guy. They put Conway Twitty.
They put Conway Twitty on there a
all
couple
the
of
time.
times.
Yeah. It was sad what happened to his family. I watched the Behind the Mansion Walls. I think that's what it was called, something like that. It was a documentary about him. And right after he died, his mistress wife took off with everything and left his kids with nothing, and they had to fight for their inheritance. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Son.
Yeah, it was nuts, bro. But yeah, Conway Twitty, bro. If I tell you old country, I can listen to old country. I listen to old R&B. I listen to everything because I don't like to put my life in one genre. You know what I mean? But UK rap right now biting us is garbage, and I said what I said, and I'm gonna stand behind it until they change it.
Their mainstream, their mainstream hip hop out there sound like it. I see your argument on that one. It does sound like they're biting us. Even the song, even the artist that I told you, underneath it, I see your argument on that. Now there's a lot of UK artists that, like a lot of UK hip hop artists, will be featured on somebody else's, but they don't have as much exposure.
So
the ones who trying to branch out, they don't have enough exposure.
So you're saying they do what sounds familiar to try to get that exposure.
Exactly, especially on where they're at. Their rules may be different. On how they listen to stuff, it may be a little different compared to how we listen to stuff.
I'm gonna have to check out some UK rap, but I'm on the same boat as him. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't really fuck with it. It's just because I don't know enough to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not much to know.
Well, the thing is, it's like because people were saying that, like, and when I mean people in my circle, because not a lot of people, I don't have like 500 million fucking followers on this thing. So, but the thing is like a lot of people in my circle were like, wow, you just went out there and completely just dished UK and, and this and that and this. And that's not the case. I want them to do their own thing. Right. That's all I ever asked for. And when it comes to another country,
each his own.
Yeah. I want you to do your own thing. I think that UK could elevate this thing to, to match their, nationality. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they necessarily need to bite us on this. I really don't. Now, granted, we started it, but they started rock and roll and we took over. So who am I to say? Yeah. So who am I? Yeah, it was backed off of blues a long time ago. Rolling Stones came over as big Muddy Waters fans, and so they,
Okay.
I do know this.
Want to talk music, bitch? I'm your guy.
Over in the UK though, you notice like the whole thing with the Afro beat, era is taking up. Yeah, it's big over there.
Yeah, like because here's my thing: why aren't they biting K-pop? All right, then shut the fuck up. They biting us because they see what we're doing and they fuck with it, and that's okay. But the thing is you don't have to bite us. There's so much
K-pop
more.
is in their own.
There's so much more that you could do. They don't bite reggae. They don't bite country. They don't do shit like that.
No, they don't bite reggae.
They just do us. And
I feel like
I don't like it.
See, I don't know.
They mix reggae with that Afro beat. Yeah, they'll mix it in.
See, I don't.
Well, that's that new shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that's my point.
I listened to one UK artist, and he's a comedian.
He's a that's
what I know.
Oh,
yeah,
he's basically a comedian.
On Joe Rogan's podcast. Yeah, I know.
That's all I got.
Michael DePaff or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He's just
so
a comedian.
Okay. So you were telling me that I need to check out somebody, and like I said, I give anybody a listen. So I'm assuming you brought it with you, right?
Yeah, it's on my phone actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna check these people out
because I told you.
I want to know.
I'm not anti.
But it falls into the argument that you were talking about, though. That's where I see
I'm not
where
anti-Europe.
exactly
As much as people like to think I am, I'm not. I'm really not. I just don't think that they need to be doing what we're doing. They need to do what they do.
I fuck with a lot of other countries like reggae. I love reggae. Yeah. Reggae don't try to sound like us.
Exactly.
I have a lot of Mexican music I listen to. They don't try to sound. They have their own style and they just stick with that.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying. Like,
you don't have to be us.
It's kind of us.
Yeah.
it's us with your little twang on it, basically.
Yeah.
You
don't need to do that.
Yeah, Stormzy.
Yeah.
I think I heard of Stormzy before. Has he been
Yeah, you said you were gonna. Hey, you said I
Oh.
need to listen to it. Well, okay, that I can fuck with that.
Yeah, I fucks with it.
Yeah, that shit was nice. Yeah,
I fucks with it.
yeah, I can fuck with that. I can bob my head to that.
I could still.
You ever watch that show Top Boy?
No,
No, I don't
You ever
know.
heard of it?
no.
Okay, it's a UK show. It's like almost on some The Wire shit. They had like 2 seasons, then they took it off, and then Netflix ended up buying the rights for it.
What's it called?
Top Boy.
Top Boy.
Yeah.
Top Boy.
Top Boy.
Okay, it's on. You say it's on Netflix?
Yeah, but their 2 seasons is on there. You have to look on like another website for like BBC's version of it, but it's got like the same people in it. So just to get the gist of it, you watch the UK version of it first, and then watch the Netflix.
Okay. Okay. But what that have to do with who you played?
A lot of songs from the UK, like a lot of rappers from the UK, are played in that.
Ah, okay. I see.
So
I see.
basically, you would hear a lot of what they have to offer from
Right,
just
yeah.
them, instead of going try to looking into the internet blind kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay. Now, granted, it's a little old, kind of, because we've already done that. You know what I mean? So like, you know, the cadence I get, but it still sounds bitten.
To me, it's
But the way that he rhymed his words with his words is what I was talking about. If
Yeah.
you did more of that instead of just trying to be like us, voila.
I
You
mean,
win.
he referenced a lot of American
Yeah.
style, which that's fine, but I don't know. I like it. I fucks with it. Yeah. Especially the way he ride the beat, because especially like I'm more into, like, me and him have this conversation. I'm more of into like melodies. Now I could listen to some lyrical shit, but I just got to be in the mood for it. But I'm a
Then
melody.
Griselda is out of your box. Then
Who?
Griselda. Everybody that's on Griselda, like Conway the Machine, West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, all that.
No.
So he's
New rap.
speaking words, but I don't know what they mean.
Right.
He's saying stuff, and I'm trying
Okay,
to
I'm about to put y'all on
interpret
some
it,
hip hop game.
but-
You from the era of hip hop that I'm from. So
I've heard the
You-
last guy you talked to.
Benny the Butcher?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of Benny the Butcher. I know.
Okay.
That. don't
I know who that is.
they all Griselda.
Okay.
Griselda Records. All them are in it.
Ah, see, when you said Griselda, I was thinking of a rapper, and I was like,
Yeah,
that
that's
could
what
be
I was
anything,
thinking. I was
'cause
like,
that's not
all
hip
them.
hop. Okay. Now I
They
see what you're
they
saying.
from that cloth. Like
You
the
know a
whole-
lot about music like I do. I had this thing last podcast we were talking about, and he brought up a cop that was talking to, that was giving us insight on what police do, police work and stuff. It was something that was on TikTok,
I think I've seen that one.
and his name was LaFace. Now,
Mhm.
LaFace is Babyface's record label, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, I
It
heard
was
that
him
somewhere
and
out of nowhere.
him and L.A. Reid.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like,
Babyface and
I've
L.A.
heard
Reid
LaFace
did
somewhere,
it,
and it
yeah.
was bothering the shit out of me. But-
Where you think the
yeah.
LaFace came from? L.A.
Right.
L.A. Reid.
And then
Face.
Babyface,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. LaFace. Shout out. So, yeah. Okay. Because I was sitting here thinking one day, it was right after the podcast. I was like, I know I've heard LaFace somewhere. And, I get ADD. I got
Tony
ADHD.
Braxton was on that.
Yeah.
On that
So,
label.
like, I got
Outkast was on
ADHD.
that.
I don't really Google too much. I kind of just, I have to be in the mood to
Right.
Google and write
Here's
shit down.
here's another fact.
So I didn't check it,
LaFace is the only label that had a rap group, Outkast.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know Outkast was signed to LaFace.
I thought
Yeah,
they were
they
signed to,
were.
like Universal or like.
Andre 3000.
That was like the only hip hop group they had.
That was a good hip hop group to have, though.
Yeah, and then they branched out and got Goody Mob for a minute
Oh yeah, I remember them.
because they were all clicked up. They were all
Yeah.
together. Dungeon Family.
Did you watch Kanye West's thing on
No,
Netflix? His
I have not.
documentary.
I have
It's
not.
definitely worth a watch.
I've heard
It took us back to old Kanye, and it was
I'm
just a
good.
refreshing, nice shower of music.
No, I'm
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, I love. He had this one scene where he was trying to get signed to Rockefeller, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes into Rockefeller Studios, grabs the first, CD, 6 CD disc changer,
Uh-huh.
old school,
Yeah.
stereo system, I guess you could call it.
I had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grabbed one, put his CD in, and started playing it. No permission, nothing. Just
Yeah,
walked in there like he was the shit and started playing it. Bro, if you watch it, I'm like, that's a great way to be known.
Shit, that's a great
Yeah.
way to get kicked
But it didn't
out,
work.
too. Yeah, I was about to say.
It didn't work. So, he went through some shit. I'm not going to spoil it too much. I want people, I want people to watch it.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
And just like notice how much Kanye went through to get to where he's at now. It's amazing. It was an amazing, nice, fresh breath from the craziness that we see nowadays. But
I'll take a
I'm
peek
gonna be
at it.
honest with you. This new Kanye shit, I think, is a lot of tabloid shit. I don't think because I've watched
Anytime
him,
he doesn't rant, it's like he's preparing for something.
But the thing is like I've watched him and I watched this documentary and I was like, he just doesn't seem like the guy that would go off on these crazy tangents that Hollywood is saying he's doing.
No, he's doing it for
And it might be
publicity.
Yeah, it might be
for his albums
publicity. It
or-
might be whatever. I don't think this is the way to go.
But any publicity is good publicity. So
You would think, right? So, but the thing is, I don't know, man. I just don't think that he's the type of guy to do that type of shit. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, that's his niche now.
yeah, that's what he do.
It might be, but
He's always saying some crazy shit. So
Oh well, yeah. I remember when he was like, pro Trump, and everybody was tripping out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I was like,
And then he comes out and then said it was all mental illness.
right.
No.
Yeah, he did.
And that's another issue I have. I'm an advocate for mental illness. Okay, I'm a big advocate for that.
Shout out to Ray. He's got Mental Health Monday.
Okay. Oh, the other guy that
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, my brother Ray. Yeah, he does
Okay.
Mental Health Mondays on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But when people are using that as a cop out, that's what I have an issue with.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, I could agree
People
with
use that as a
that.
cop
Murderers
out.
do it
Like,
all the time.
it's like, oh, I'm using mental illness to not show that
Yeah.
not show that I'm a piece of shit that I'm really am.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you can't stop people from being who they are.
right.
But at the same time, I think personally, man, I think we all need to be evaluated
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because you look at how society is in some other countries and you look at ours and you're just like, why are we the way we are? And why are they the way they are?
Right.
I think everybody need to have at
Everybody
least
should
go
evaluate.
into therapy.
Yeah.
Black
Oh,
people,
yeah.
black people. I'm looking at y'all. We all need it. Don't say because black people don't need therapy, we don't need it. No. Find a therapist. If you got the money or you got the funds, talk to somebody.
I think anybody, I told Ray the same thing. I think anybody that's been through anything traumatic in their life needs therapy
Which-
because you
yes.
don't
Which
realize how
most
much you
likely
store
everybody.
of that and you don't realize how hard it
especially
is
like
to
all
get
from childhood and
Right.
growing
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
It plays a
definitely.
big part on how you live life.
It does.
Right.
I'm not gonna disagree. Look, I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I mean, okay, one, therapy's expensive and it's not covered by any insurance,
Which it should be.
which it should be. Okay, that's not true because I think there's some insurance that'll cover like like your intro into therapy or something, but they're not gonna pay monthly, right?
Yeah.
I get that it's expensive, but I do think there is a value to it. There's a value to going to somebody you don't know and talking about a lot of the stuff that's on your chest and on your subconscious and
Yeah.
getting it off. And then the more you cleanse your subconscious, the better you're gonna feel and the better quality. You're gonna see life in a different light. Not everything's got to be all dark and gray all the time, man. If you're struggling, I'd say go get help.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
yeah. Even especially men. Especially men.
Toxic masculinity, and I know that was
God.
that wasn't even drilled in all of
I
us.
don't
In
even
both.
want to get into that.
So here's the thing. I think toxic masculinity, toxic masculinity. Yeah, drink another one, Chris. I think that's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. Look, here's the thing. Look, men have been men for eons. I mean, from the time that we were, wrestling saber-toothed tigers in a fucking cave to the point where we were fighting in, the dark ages, we've always had to stand on our own feet and deal with our own issues, push aside our feelings. That's evolved in us. But we've reached a point where we no longer have to do that. And the more toxic masculinity is when you go out there and you're always trying to be the alpha in every situation all the time, always. We all know those juice head fucks, right?
Right.
I'm so fucking hard all the time. No one wants to deal with that. None of us here at this table have that shit.
Right.
We can sit
Right.
down, have conversations, laugh, then we could go talk about, women, and we could talk about politics. We could talk about whatever.
If I ever come across a person like that, it's like I'm tuned out.
Yeah, I immediately just turned off of anything you say from this point forward. But the thing is, it's like, that's toxic masculinity. I think that's what they're talking about. Like, when it comes to, this new age. That's what new age people are like. You need to get rid of that. Being a man is not toxic unless you make it that way.
No.
You could make anything. You could make being a woman toxic, being a kid toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not
Toxic feminism,
people
yeah.
out there. I'm not saying there's not toxic men out there. What I'm saying is,
No, I understand.
toxic masculinity and being a man are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
We're guys. We fish. We hunt. We do shit. We go out and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell, shit. Now,
we do stuff like that.
Nowadays, people are gonna be mad at.
Then be
you.
mad. There's nothing you could do about it. You're not going to stop me from having my fun. I don't stop you from being who you are. You're not going to stop
true.
me from being who I am.
Yeah, true.
And that's the thing. Like, here in America, we should be able to be whoever the fuck we want to be. That's my point.
The problem is now I'm
pro freedom.
I'm 100% with you. It's just some people think that who you are, like being whatever you want to be, some people could see that something's wrong with what you want to be type shit. If I kind of butchered that, but yeah.
So what you're saying is people sometimes just have a problem with who you are.
Basically.
All right, but then have the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's not all right, look,
But there's a lot of
me and
people that
him,
take action.
You are also in this group. Once you reach about 24, you pretty much are who you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not changing.
Yeah.
You're going to be who you are, right? That doesn't give you the right to be a dick. It doesn't give you the right to be an asshole
True.
or a
True.
child abuser or, whatever.
Yeah.
I agree with that, right?
Right.
It doesn't give you a right to be an asshole.
Right.
However, who you are as a person and your enjoyments and what you would get out of life, that's something that nobody can take from you.
But I also think if it's also affecting your home life or your family or whatnot.
Get help.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
100% get help.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you come home and your kids are scared of you, it might be you, bro.
Right.
It might be you. I'm betting 100% it probably is.
And there's kids that grew up in the 80s with that shit.
That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was perfectly fine by myself. As soon as my parents got home, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing is you got to get help for it. You can't carry that burden around. And you damn sure don't want to pass that shit on to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing you could do. Because, see, the thing is kids being the sponges they are, and that's really what they are. They're sponges. They soak that in. And whether you know it or not, they're taking that into the subconscious. And when they finally get out on their own and they start to experience life, they're going to start acting just like you did.
Yeah.
If this is the type of person that you are for your kid, it's the exact type of person that kid's going to grow up to be.
Right.
Right.
Subconsciously or unsubconsciously.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
People, men model their fathers, and women model their mothers.
Goes back to
Yeah.
what we were talking about with the workplace. You got to lead by example. That
Yeah.
also starts at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And
And they're going to pick up on everything that you do. You got to be careful with that.
yeah, you definitely got to be careful, dude. We're all fathers, right?
Yeah.
Like we all know that. Well, I mean, minus Fred.
Yeah.
For right now. But the thing is like as a father or a stepfather that it's hard. You get put in situations that you didn't grow up in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And just
and
like
having to understand the world that we live in now and from the world that we came from is extremely difficult. And there isn't like a book that we could just go pick up and be like, okay, let me read the world that we're in right now, because in 20 years it'll change. So
if you can find that book, let me
right.
know.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. But like the thing is like we can only be who we are. The younger generation is going to be who they are.
Right.
And the only thing we could do is set a good example and hope they follow. And if they don't, then so be it. Maybe you have a better way. I'm okay with that. What do you got? What are you bringing? And what are you giving us that's going to have value?
Right. Right.
That's what matters. Because like when I talk, because I have gay friends I talk to all the time. This is a perfect example. And they're just like, why are you just so tough all the time? That's just my outside appearance, dude. I'm a softie. Like when you really no, I'm serious. Like when you really get to know me, I sit and I have conversations. We could bullshit. Fred knows. Like I'm all I'm not gonna let anybody walk in my house. Don't get it twisted. But like at the same time, like I'm just a guy. I'm just a regular dude. I don't try to act like I'm anything that I'm not. But the thing is when people grow up in different environments and we get around people in different environments, we usually tend to just kind of shift away to the ones that we grew up with and that are in our own environments. We don't try to stray too far because we're scared subconsciously that we might actually learn some shit.
Right.
Yeah. As a dad, it's really hard to come from one environment and now it's a perfect example when you grew up poor, right?
Yeah.
And you come into money and you work your ass off and you get to where you are and then you raise your kids in money and then you start thinking, man, I'm going to give them everything I never had. They're going to have trampolines. They're going to have video games. They're going to have every fucking thing. I'm giving them all of that shit. And then you raise them that way. And then you stop because you have this brief moment where you're just like, what did I do? Because now you have a spoiled ass kid on your hands and you don't know what to do with it.
Yep.
We run into that a lot.
Yep.
So we're like, how am I going to now instill values into you that you hard work values and understanding and freedom and you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to instill all of these values that you hold so dear in a kid that you spoiled to death?
Yeah.
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 So that's
It's a
one of the things. We run
fine
into.
line in parenting.
There is. There's a very fine line between being a parent and being a friend. And I see a lot of parents out here trying to be their kids' friends. And that's one thing that I did would irritate me to the fucking bone. You are not their friend. You are their parent. Parent them. Do not friend them.
This is also another factor with me. My stepson is autistic. So that's a whole nother thing. I try parenting him like he was a normal kid and
just didn't work.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I mean,
There's certain things I could not do.
We all kind of grew up around people who were just our age now.
Right.
Yep.
The idea of an adult is an illusion. There are no adults. There are grown kids, and there are people that take it serious, and there's people that don't. And I'm a person that don't. I don't take being an adult serious at all. I don't. But there are a lot of people that do.
Remember when we were kids, we couldn't wait to be adults. And then it's like we get adult, we become adults, and it's like, man, this is the same shit.
Do you remember the time, like, in your life where you woke up and you're like, I'm an adult?
Nope.
Exactly. No. That's my point, because it's an illusion.
Right.
Adult was an illusion. We had this person that was taller than us that we thought knew everything, and we learned from them. You're now that person. So
the only time you come to that realization is when you hit. The only time you come to that realization is if you out in the club and you like, oh, I'm 18, I can get in, or no, I'm 21, I can drink. That's the only time you have that realization.
Yeah, but those are just age restrictions.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
But you see what I'm saying, though. We don't know until to that.
I mean, it's we live in a crazy world, man, and no one prepared us for it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And like, I mean, a lot of parents that we were growing up with were just teenagers themselves.
Right.
Yep.
My mom had me when she was 14. So what did she know?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, what did I know? Or 15 or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Young as fuck. That's all I know. Young as fuck. You know, like, what did she know? She knew nothing.
Yeah.
That's why I was at house parties when I was 2 and 3, watching people just get fucked up and just doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't her fault. Nobody fucking knew. Nobody knew.
She was young her damn self.
There was no guide to parenting in the 90s. There was no, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have self-help books. We couldn't go on YouTube and get advice. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do?
If you're getting advice from YouTube on how to parent, I don't know. You might need to rethink your situation.
There's some people who have YouTube channels that don't need YouTube channels.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
I
don't even want to get into it because I got a million of. I can go this dude. This no.
But either way, that's my point. Is like we all don't really know what we're doing, and we're all kind of just coasting through and trying to raise the kids the best way we can. And I know that social media hasn't helped because it's proven that social media actually makes you more depressed than it does help you.
Yeah, social media damage a lot of things.
But you can only imagine what it's doing to a kid. You think about it. You have a kid that's growing up in poverty right now, and he's watching all these, rich ass kids with Lamborghinis and all this other shit. How is that? What is that doing to that kid? You know what I mean?
It's either doing two things. One is it's either fueling their hate of what situation they're in, or two is it's motivating them to get to that, and the two is not happening regularly.
Right. That's my point. I mean, when like my kids do it a lot. Like they'll come in and be like, "Hey, look, I found this cool, YouTube channel, and I'm watching this family have all this great stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "So where are their fights?" Every
Right.
family gets into fights. Where's their arguments? Where's their
the reality behind
where's
the
the
scenes?
reality behind it? That's what you don't see. You don't see the reality because
Right.
that's what people refuse to show you. People live in a fantasy world where they want to show you all this great stuff, but you
Yep.
don't see the reality behind that. And then when people refuse to accept or acknowledge that the fact that there is a reality behind that is what makes them depressed. Is now they're seeing, oh, this person's living this great, wonderful fucking life. You don't know that person. You have no idea
Yeah.
what that person went through.
Because we have the freedom to actually filter on what we want to project to people
Right.
and keep
Yeah.
behind closed doors.
Right. We want to project
Right.
this idea that we all have it together, and
And
none of
people
us do.
people who stay on social media and they see that and they like, oh, they having such a great life. No, have
Yeah.
you talked to them outside of that?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have no idea.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I'm done ranting. It's crazy because I think that, we're all trying to get it together and we're all trying to understand what's going on. And at the end of the day, none of us know what the fuck we're doing.
Right.
Dude, we don't. We might think we do, but we don't.
Every day is a learning curve with me.
It is.
Especially with parenting, especially just holding down the family,
Is it time to wrap it up, Fred?
It's getting close. The card can hold 230, so
So we got about 15, maybe like 10 minutes.
We probably
10
got
minutes left.
11 minutes.
You got about 11 minutes left.
I actually got to run and do some stuff too here.
Well, I guess we'll just end it on that. I really do appreciate you coming out, though.
Oh man,
and
no, not a problem
hanging
at all,
out with
man.
us for the day. And
Man,
you
it's
know.
been a minute, so I haven't seen.
Yeah.
It's been years.
yeah, I know. Well, like I said, no fault of our own. It's really
Right.
just life.
It's life.
Yeah, getting in the way and whatnot. But I
Some
really
people-
appreciate having you.
And
As always.
before you go, if you want to shout out your social medias or
Yeah,
if
oh,
you
no,
if
by
you
anything that
if you
you're doing,
still
yeah, by
And
all
I'm not on social media as much. Remember how I used to be on Facebook a lot? I'm not on there as much, but you probably see some stuff that I'll post on Instagram and it'll go onto my Facebook feed. So if you want to follow me, it's Raymond Blount. That's just it. It's Raymond Blount.
But it's BLOUNT.
BLOU, yeah.
Yeah.
So ITS Raymond RAYMOND Blunt BLOUNT is all together.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram.
Instagram. That's it.
I heard
I'm just on Instagram. What I'm doing
You have
now,
a TikTok
like
too, though, right?
I am on TikTok. It's the same name,
Oh, okay. Same.
but
name
I'm
for
not.
everything
But
else.
I'm not on TikTok as much. So when I do, it'll be posted on there sometimes too.
okay.
So the only thing I post on Instagram is just on a story, random stuff, and then if I'm actually posting like videos or whatnot, it'll be a quick video and it'll get taken down one minute because I like to post like I do like beats and I'll do like visuals to them.
Okay.
So I have like 8 visuals, actually 7.
Okay.
So if I post a visual up, then that's gonna stay.
Okay.
So that's all I'm doing.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm
When
low
are you,
keying it.
When are you gonna drop a beat for us, though? Is what I want to know.
Right.
What I got on there right now, what I got out there online right now, just go to airbit.com/it's Raymond Blount. Okay. If you want to hear what I got right now.
That's bet. That's bet.
But visuals, just keep following me. I might post a visual here soon with something I have left over. So
All
that's
right.
all I'm doing.
Then I think that's it for the day. I think we're out of here. I'm gonna go figure out what a visual is.
Peace. What up,
world? Appreciate you tuning in. As always, like, subscribe, comment down in the bottom below. Also, make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram.
YouTube and Spotify as well.
That's it. We out.
Peace.